Hello, hello, hello. All right, Rose, I'll give you your mod powers. Hello, Amanda. Long time no see. Come up to the panel. I'm live now. There you go. I've been live the last few days, every now and then.
I was gonna say, shouldn't you get your likes up first?
Yeah, I probably should, but that's okay. You guys can do that. It's a good spot. Good spot.
You.
Hello. How old are you?
19.
What do you think about the prompt?
I mean, I think it's a pretty cut and dry murder.
Uh, all right. Can you like elaborate more? What do you think could have happened?
Yeah, I simply think that there was no life-threatening thing that happened there to the officer, and the officer decided to take lethal force. That's just not that was unnecessary completely. He was outside of harm's way by the time he had shot her the first time, so he also said dumb bitch afterward. I mean, clearly he wasn't using his rational thinking.
He didn't say dumb bitch. He said fucking bitch.
Okay, that's worse. Great.
I be jerking on the toilet while I'm shitting. I started going soft, but you know that I ain't quit.
What a shame that you have God's daughter in your profile. Anybody else want to add on? Amanda, what do you think about what happened?
No, I think it was justifiable homicide. I think that she aimed her car at him and she shouldn't have did it.
I feel the same way.
And his cell phone footage proved that.
Yeah, it just came out that he got internal bleeding from the incident too.
I have to look more.
Wasn't a refrigerator door hit.
I have to look more into it. I don't know the details of it.
He was in the
Always a
hospital
shame.
for 12 hours.
It is a shame that there is a loss of life, of course. Yeah. So I need to look more into the case.
Aren't you doing a live about the case?
Yeah. So people can share their opinions about it.
Okay.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Southern, you want to come up and give your opinion? I saw they go live pretty late. Let's see.
We can have a debate if it's all quiet.
Yeah, absolutely about it.
Sure. I mean, I would just like bring up I was hit by a car on my bike one time, and like I mean, I was totally knocked off my bike, and it kind of fucked up my wheels too. It was a truck that was just going right on a red and didn't see me going through the intersection. I walked it off, and it was no big deal. I didn't want to confront him at all. I just said, "You got to be more careful." kept going. If I had a gun, I would not have pulled it out and shot him 3 times in the head.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think the lethal. I'm gonna have to disagree with. I think lethal force should not have been used. I think
It actually creates more danger. Like if you disarm the driver of a car by killing them, that is now an unmanned vehicle that will go crash into anything. You literally create more danger, and you are no longer in danger at the point where you can line up a headshot to the driver. That's absolutely absurd. If he was in danger, he would have to shot through the windshield. He didn't have to do that.
yeah, fair enough. Light, what do you think about the prompt?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was justified.
Yeah.
Mind elaborating more?
I think if you are asked not to do something by law enforcement and you go against that, then
Then they can kill you. To clarify.
especially if you're trying to harm them in fleeing, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, let me give you a hypothetical. Cop pulls a guy over. The guy says, "I'm not going to speak to you. I'm not going to say anything. My Fifth Amendment right." And he gets shot 3 times in the head.
Sure.
Is that cool?
Did he try and drive away? Was he told to exit the vehicle?
Ooh, even better. Even better. Let's say that a cop pulls someone over and tells them to exit the vehicle because they're getting arrested, and they try to flee and evade. You can't shoot them. No.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't say if they were just trying to drive away. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So that's the point you used.
No, that wasn't the only point I used, was it?
Well, there goes one of them. Do another one.
No, I said that they also were trying to strike the individual who was in front of the vehicle. Was that?
It would be great, even if he was in front of the vehicle.
Are you assuming that this person is a rational individual?
Who are you talking about? The ICE agent? No. You had
Low Pierce talking about this subject.
The person who was repeatedly impeding on law enforcement's job. Is that would you call that a rational person?
No, I would have minded my own.
It's really a good argument.
Yeah, that's a really bad argument because that doesn't.
You,
someone
dude,
being
you're
irrational
a
doesn't
very
mean you
low
get to
tier.
shoot them.
Hold on, everybody's talking at the same time.
Okay, that's neat. I'm low tier. Cool. Do you have anything I don't know what that means. I'm asking the question.
Do you actually have a good argument?
I haven't. I literally all I've asked is, do you think that's a rational person?
What's the relevancy?
And you're like, hey, that there's no relevance here, and that's a bad argument. Well, I didn't make an argument. I asked a question.
Well, what's
first
the
of all.
relevancy of
And
the
second-
question, silly?
Oh, okay. So what are we talking about? We're talking about a person who's driving into another individual. Now, are they rational?
It's just
this
code.
would explain
Someone says,
actions,
"What are we
right?
talking about?"
Well,
this
then,
would explain
if somebody,
actions, would it
so
not?
hold on. So, if somebody is irrational, or might even be the case where if somebody is not aware of which the decisions in which they're partaking in, right, commits some kind of action, do you think that person, who is not sound of mind or understands that they're enacting in this action, should be punished to the fullest extent, or is doing something immoral?
Okay, so I guess I'll answer this with another question. Should we just allow somebody that we believe
I can be agnostic,
not have
dumbass.
full-
Can you answer the question?
does not have full capacity to do whatever they
Yeah,
want?
like I said, I can be agnostic, dumbass. Can you answer the question?
Yeah, answering a question with a question is not answering the question.
Okay, shut up.
Say the question.
Justice is
Say
even
the question
attacking
again.
Light right
I
now. You
won't
should be attacking
answer. I
Pokey.
won't answer.
Everybody's
with a question.
talking at the same
I
time. Everybody's talking at the same time. Go ahead.
I apologize for answering a question with a question. Please say the question again, and I'll answer it.
Yeah, so if someone's like not fully coherent or is not like conscious, no capacity in which they can understand the actions in which they're making is a wrong action, is this individual partaking in a immoral action, or is this individual's action immoral?
It's an easy question, Light.
Is it immoral by them not under? I mean, it's not necessarily an easy question, is it?
Very
Because
easy question, buddy. Come on, you got this. I believe in you.
yeah, I mean, generally, I can't make the claim whether it's moral or immoral.
Well, you don't have like a good conscience on what's moral or immoral? I mean, shouldn't we be able to think rationally and decide what is going to be moral or immoral?
I mean, I guess that would be again from
So
my
if you're saying
standpoint,
that,
it would
if
be
you're
based
saying
on the
that,
situation,
sure,
right?
but if you're saying that an individual is not rational because of a circumstance in which they put themselves in, how can you say that another individual is rational when you can't even use rationality to justify whether this action would be moral or immoral?
Sure. So here's here's my thing is if somebody was to be walking down the street acting irrationally, um, then yes, it would be immoral for you to just shoot them point blank. However, if they were behind, I don't know. Let's say they had some sort of force multiplier. Then
But this isn't what's in
would it
contention
be
right now. Can you
moral
tell
to
me?
stop?
Can you tell me what's the relevancy to this question that I asked you?
I mean, I guess well, I don't know actually. What is the relevancy
I
actually?
feel like you're kind of just lost in the sauce right now.
I might be. What is the relevancy?
You're the one answering the question, dude. I don't know what
Yeah,
the
you're
fucking
the one
relevancy
asking.
is.
You're the one who just
Are you
asked
asking? Are you
whether or
asking what the
not I
relevancy
understand
of
the
my
relevancy.
question
Can
is?
you explain the relevancy to me?
Yeah. Are you asking what the relevancy of my question is, or the relevancy of your answer? Because I don't think
Oh,
that your
did
answer
you?
is relevant at
What
all.
what question did you just ask me?
Do you want me to say it for the third time now?
It wouldn't be the third time. This would be the second time.
Do you want me to say it for the third time? Yes or no?
You can say it for the second time. Yes.
Okay. So, if it is the case that somebody is making a claim that the X person is irrational based off of their decisions, but you can't decide based off of this decision or action that this action is immoral using your rationality, then how can you confidently say that that person's actions were irrational?
Okay, dude. Yeah, maybe I am lost in the sauce. Can you dumb that down?
I don't know how to dumb it down any
I'm not
further.
even
Yeah.
tracking what you're trying to say, Genesis. I mean, I
Well,
don't
you're a
know.
woman, so I don't really expect you to.
You know what, dude? You can shut all the way the fuck up now. You want to talk about a
Is he
woman?
wrong? Is he
Yeah,
wrong?
no,
Simmer down.
you're not gonna fucking gender sect me, motherfucker. No.
All right, simmer down. We're gonna
Violate
move on.
feminism.
We're gonna move on to the next
Since
person.
the conversation being had, maybe I could explain it in a
Yes.
sense.
Yeah, no, I was
You're
just
good at that.
yes, I was questioning the logic to his questioning, where he was saying that just because the woman was driving this vehicle, she was in some kind of irrational state of mind, right?
No, not because
Or it was
no,
irrational.
that wasn't my claim. I never made that
Mhm.
claim.
Okay.
Never.
Isn't that what you were questioning?
Okay, so Genesis. Well, hold on, Genesis.
Mhm.
Light. What was your claim?
I said no. First of all, I never made any claim about
He's
this.
never made a claim.
I said, do you think this person was rational? That's all I asked. Do you think this individual is rational? I
Okay.
didn't say about their driving, about anything. I said, do you think this person is
Okay.
rational?
And Genesis, how did you respond to that inquiry?
How did he respond? Oh, I just said, "Oh, this is a silly
No, how
question."
did you respond to that question?
Oh yeah, I said that this is a silly question. What's the relevancy? If we're talking about the morality of it, yeah.
And so, Light.
Yeah,
What would be
so-
the
So then what I
morally
what I-
relevant factor here?
what I went on to say is, again, it would be relevant if they have a force multiplier, right? So, for instance, they could do harm to not only yourself but to others if you allow the irrational behavior to continue. That's why I asked if you thought they were rational. But instead of answering, he just said it doesn't matter meh. So there you go.
But do you
Okay,
think
so I
that
think this is where I think you guys both got lost in the sauce. Maybe it was just a talking past each other issue. Now, I haven't been here the entire time. This is the only reason that I came in to like ask, because it seemed like it was just going back and forth, but like no progress was being made. Like completely tell me to fuck off if you want. That's fine with me. I'm just trying to like fix the issue so that we can move on. But
All right, I'll
it
cut you off.
seems that
Anyways, guys,
Light was saying,
how would you feel if you hadn't had breakfast this
"Fucking
morning?
dog, eat a."
this nigga?
Anyway, but so anyway, I think more so what Genesis is saying that, or Genesis is at least taking the position that this is, at least in some way, morally justified. Light, you may be asking the question of whether or not the individual is rational at the time,
No,
and then
I'm
I
taking
think
the
Genesis
position.
is saying,
I'm taking. Hold on. I'm taking the position that it doesn't matter on the rationality,
yeah,
when
that's
it
what I was
comes
getting
to
into.
self-defense.
Whether or not the individual was, yeah, that's what I was about to say next. Was I think whether or not when Light asked the question whether this individual is rational at the time, I think you heard that and then responded and said more so along the lines of, doesn't matter whether or not they were rational, it only matters insofar as self-defense is concerned, and if an individual is not rational, it doesn't really have any bearing on whether or not a self-defense action could be taken. Is that
Yeah,
kind of
kind of.
okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
would
then,
say, oh yeah, I wouldn't say like that's the only reason in which like self-defense would be permitted if there's going to be like a rational agent. Like if some like as long as there's going to be like some kind of persistent harm, that's going to be onto the and onto the individual, which feels like their life is threatened. So like that's grounds for like self-defense, regardless of if this person's going to be rational or irrational.
Dang, everybody left.
I'm here. I
yeah,
joined a while ago, but I haven't said anything.
damn.
Well, I
I
think I
joined
know
up,
why.
people just started leaving.
Well,
Yeah, I
anybody
guess
else?
so.
Anybody
I
else?
think I know why a couple people left.
Yeah, because this
Oh, why
crazy
was that?
lady spurred out on me.
Okay, man.
Anywho, anybody else want to give their
Why'd they
opinion?
leave?
I don't
Why'd
know.
everyone leave?
Yeah, I'm from the
Well,
area.
Amanda said they knew.
I don't know.
Why'd
I
they
don't know.
leave?
I have no idea. But what's your opinion, James, on the prompt?
Yeah, I'm from the cities. I don't know. I think it's pretty terrible how they're conducting things here. Obviously, we have an illegal immigrant problem, and if you didn't come here legally or have some sort of work visa or temporary citizenship, you shouldn't be here. Should the citizenship maybe not be so hard? Yeah, I think it should definitely be a bit easier to gain citizenship here, but yeah, that's not the case. So you probably shouldn't be here. But like they're terrorizing like actual citizens that were born here and have been in the Twin Cities the whole time. As far as the incident goes, I don't know what she was really thinking, but for me, from the video, it doesn't really look like she hit him. And he already had his gun pulled, like he was ready to fire shots anyway. So that's just
Well, the
kind of like,
Prado's the Prado's really cool, but I have a question about what you were saying. So what do you mean? Like, what's the argument that you think that it should be an easier process to immigrate to the United States? What's the justification for that?
because we want people to come here.
Why do we want people to come here?
Because there are bright minds and capable people from all walks of life all over the world. Like, why wouldn't we want them here?
Well, I mean, I could be agnostic. You're not really telling me, like, okay, so just because somebody's like a bright life or has like something to offer to a nation, how does this still demonstrate that we'd want these kind of people here?
Yeah, you're going off on a tangent. I'm just going to talk about the incident. I
What's the
think that
tangent? That's a
guy.
question. This is going to be a dodge. Can you at least engage with the question? Or are you not used to like substantiating your claims?
I'm just prefacing what I'm going to talk about on the incident.
Oh yeah. So what's going to be the relevancy then, bringing up that you think that immigration should be easier if we're talking about the incidents that's pertaining to ICE?
Maybe to steel man him, maybe it should be easier so they wouldn't have the incentive to come illegally.
Oh, there we go. That's an interesting argument. Now, can you substantiate that argument if you agree with it?
I don't agree. I'm just trying to steel man him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
Well, I know that you're just
you
saying.
shouldn't you shouldn't have a right to be here if you're not here legally.
Well, that's interesting. Can you define what a right is?
What, dude? You're just like arguing semantics at this point
Well,
because
don't you say like
you're
semantics matter?
autistic or something. I don't know. You sound autistic or something.
How does one sound? Well, actually, no. We're not going to go ahead and let you burn shift. Can you go ahead and define what a right is?
It's like what you're legally able to express when you are a citizen.
And so, what is like legally expressing something? Can you give me an example of like a legal expression? Because it sounds like this is going to be like a restriction of free speech.
Me? Why
Yeah.
am I not preventing you from
Well,
exercising
if
your
you're
First
saying,
Amendment rights?
yeah, if you're implying that there's going to be legal, expressions, then there would have to be illegal expressions, correct?
Yeah, sure. Anyway,
Oh,
all I'm
cool.
gonna
So
say is that
wouldn't this be a
Yo, which one of
restriction
you
of free
guys
speech?
turned dogs into IEDs?
Hey, FBA, why are you so stupid and talking at a
Which
turn?
I'm just saying, which one of you guys turns
You're
dogs
a
into
faggot fucking nigger,
IEDs?
dude. You like to fuck Mac with your fucking big old meaty fucking foot.
All these crash outs.
Oh, it's the low tier KG clan. That's what it is on all accounts.
I'm just curious, genocide. What do you think the right is?
Holy shit! Do you not know how to read?
Oh, you have a very bad. It's very difficult to hear you. By the way.
Oh, is it hard to hear me? Can you hear me better now?
No, the Wallace. You continue.
Anyways, James, would you like to engage with the line of questioning I was running with you?
Wait, is this the Genesis show or what, bro?
What do you mean? I'm just a very curious person. I want to understand you guys' position.
I am also curious, and I asked you, what do you believe the right is?
Well, I last time I remember was I was talking to James, not Light. But if you would like to identify as James, we can talk about that.
Look, that's fair, dude. But you
Mhm.
consistently find yourself in the position where you feel like you need to talk to everybody. So
Well,
I am
so if
also talking now.
Sure.
I've
I would
asked
say
you a
that. Yeah,
question.
sure. Shut up, so I can answer your question. Good
Oh,
boy.
I'm shutting up. Okay. 'Cause you
Yeah.
wanna
So I
talk
would take. Hey,
Is that right?
it's okay. Daddy's talking now. Yeah. So I'll take.
Okay, Papa.
So, Daddy debates.
All right. Simmer down, everybody.
Wait,
I will drop
Harold,
you.
wait, hang on. Light, like he was Genesis. Let him have the floor. Please do not interrupt him because you're kind of taking over a little bit. I agree with Light at this point. So please let him finish, and then you can engage.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a right to be a moral or legal entitlement to absent of duty, but I don't take it to be the case that rights exist.
Okay, so that's fair. I actually, I mean, I completely agree with that mostly. So do you think that this person had the right to drive at for instance, what do you think do you think that the officer had the right to shoot or no?
Nope.
No. Okay, do you think that the individual driving the vehicle had the right to drive?
Nope.
No. Okay, so what exactly do you feel like what is your whole stance on this?
Oh, I don't think that there was a moral wrongdoing that he blew her brains out.
So there was no moral wrongdoing.
Yeah.
Okay. Was she morally wrong by trying to drive away?
Sure. I would say that that's kind of like a straw man of the position. I think she was trying to hit him. But regardless,
Matt got fucking E. coli for being an asshole, dude. That's
holy
disgusting.
shit, these low tiers up here
Why
on
are
this
all these
channel.
trolls showing up?
Yeah. That's kind of funny, honestly.
Why is everybody even talking about that? There's not even. Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, so like to answer your question, even if it's the case that she drove away, she still was putting another life in danger. If not one, multiple lives. And so I would say that the action which the officer engaged in was a morally justified action.
You must be a pretty unathletic individual if you can't just get out of a car when it's going like 10 miles an hour.
So,
I mean,
so essentially, well,
regardless of the speed in which a person does, if they feel like their life is in danger and they can substantiate this,
He didn't,
um,
bro. He just wanted to
then
shoot
what's the
her
argument?
point blank. That's it.
Yeah? So James, what's the argument for that? Go ahead.
My point is, she probably shouldn't have been in that situation.
I'm not asking for your point. I just want you to substantiate the claim that you just made.
Dude, you are just going like all over the place.
Well, I'm not going all over the place. I'm just following you guys' conversations.
To be fair, look, I'll give this one to Genesis. To be fair, he just asked you. He said, "Do you think he wanted to shoot her?" And you said yes. So, and then he asked you to substantiate that. To be fair, he asked you just like, why do you think he just wanted to shoot her? And like you're making the claim that that's what he wanted to do, and why?
It's like I'm having a
Man,
conversation.
you can just
with
tell,
my
man.
2-year-old
Just
nephew.
in like the dude's fucking eyes, the fucking
You can just
body
tell.
language.
It's
Yeah,
just a
some
preference.
people. You must be autistic, so you can't read body language, probably.
Can you
Yeah, but
go
you
ahead and give me like?
you can't talk about somebody's intent when you're not a mind reader.
Wait, this lady gets it. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, he
So
didn't.
even
was
if you
walking
can't
around
tell the intent
prior
from
to
the body language,
Good idea, I guess.
Well, he also completely ignored the antagonist, which is her lesbian lover, who was antagonizing.
Those disgusting fucking carpet munchers.
Yeah. Well,
That's one way of putting it.
Yes, but no.
You can
Also,
teach the guys a thing or two, but that's besides the point.
I'm sure they could.
Degeneracy.
I'm
No,
sure they could, and
we
they could
won't
also learn
promote.
something. But
Yeah, they could learn. They could learn how to wash the dishes. That's for sure.
they could maybe learn how not to drive a vehicle into somebody.
That part. That part.
Or learn how to keep their yap shut.
Sometimes they don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to debate too poor.
Sorry, bro. I'm not allowed to speak without people claiming they know why.
We got some trolls. I think we got some trolls in the request. That's why I'm not letting them up.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of them have been joining. I think they're calling you Genesis. I think they really like you.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, we embarrassed the entire KG clan, so
Yeah, the whole KG clan's pretty much unalive at this point, I think. But I do have the question, Genesis. By any chance, do you know like why everyone left? Like they wonder why? Like, I don't know.
You know what? I think it has to do with either you or me, but we'd have to ask the person that made that claim if she's willing to substantiate it.
Well, I forget who's on the
Not
panel.
either. It's not either one of you.
I forget who was
Are
even
you
on.
sure about that? Because it was like
Not,
right
no,
after I
it's,
spoke.
no, it's not either one of you. It's somebody that Katie has had issues with, and they're kind of going at it.
Oh, was it the never mind. I won't
Yeah,
even say
no,
anything,
you don't.
But okay, I appreciate you. I appreciate you clarifying that because
Yeah, no, it's
it
not
did
either
seem
one
like
of
a
you.
shot in my direction
No,
because
no.
of
No, it's
how
not.
it happened.
It wasn't a shot with you or Genesis. It's just everyone's kind of trying to stay away from the drama between the two, and it's just becoming a religious issue. So it's just like we don't want to fucking deal with
No,
it.
I get you. No, I'm fine with that. I was just trying to clarify because like I didn't get it earlier, and I only came in because I was listening for a second, and I was like, oh, like I've at least spoken to Light a few times, and I know Genesis, and when I came in, I'm like, okay, they're kind of speaking past each other. Yeah, I don't know you either, fucker. Anyway, both of you were speaking past one another, so I only came up to be like a mediator in a way, like because I know what you're trying to say. I could understand what he was trying to say, but I just wanted to progress the conversation that way. And then I was like, damn, I guess everything went to shit there. But yeah, my fault. Didn't mean to insinuate anything on that side.
No, you're fine. It's I would be curious too, but I mean I get it. That's why it's not either one of you.
And I actually think that was good because again, I'm just trying to have a conversation. I'm not trying to fucking be like,
No, that's a red herring. I'm super debate bro, and watch me fucking call you out right now. And then also,
I mean, I did kind of I was
which is
kind of
literally
giving
what
you,
you did.
yeah. I mean, I was kind of giving you intellectual back shots, though. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I know you were, and that's why I was like, "What the fuck are you doing there?"
Yeah,
Like, what?
I
Where,
kind of
where
put
are
a
we at?
dog collar on you and walked you like a dog.
Well, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Like,
I mean, dude,
basically what you
I was
did.
telling you,
Basically, what
good
you did is
boy.
you're like, here's my
Where the fuck
vocabulary,
are we right now?
and I can talk real fast. So I'm just gonna say things real fast, and then I'm gonna ask you whether or not it's relevant. Meanwhile, it's not actually pertaining to the topic
Well,
and
I
to what
mean,
I was
if
talking
I'm
about.
asking you if it's relevant, it's most
Gotcha.
likely
Yep, I
going to be the
got you.
case that it's
Genesis,
not.
how is it going to be a frustration of interest for the individuals eudaimonia for them to be unalived by an ICE officer, even if it were the case that they took an action which may not be perceived as being the best action which could have been taken in any possible world? Why would that justify this individual being pew-pewed in the head?
Well, yeah, it would just be based off of the fifis in which they feel. It's going to be their preferences. So,
Like you
so-
need to justify it.
Oh, do I need to justify it? Oh, okay. Well, I would just say that.
It's your claim that it is
yeah.
the case that it would be.
Yeah, so if we're talking about eudaimonia, then this just is going to presuppose that it holds some kind of like ethical worldview, or like some kind of virtue worldview, in which I think that there's going to be a total, in which I think that there should be actions in which would impact the, or the outcome would impact like the eudaimonia of said society, or like the flourishment of a said society. But I could just take it to be the case that there's no purpose in existence at all, and therefore any action which we make is going to be completely and utterly useless because there is no reason to make
this
these
still
actions.
doesn't give me justification for the action which was taken. That actually frustrated the interests of the individuals eudaimonia.
Yeah, so the justification is that there is no frustration of interest because life is meaningless.
Oh, okay. So basically, you're an epistemic nihilist and a moral nihilist.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So, in regards to epistemic nihilism, could you give me an argument as to why you believe this, or not even an argument? Could you just explain why you believe epistemic nihilism to be true?
Yeah, because stupid people like light exist, and I think that's pointless.
This fucking look. He had to pivot. He knew. He looked like, I got you, bro. I got you with the fill.
Well, he's just done it again, though. Like, see, that's all he's doing. Like, and I love
He
it.
pivoted.
Hey, congratulations!
Yeah, he pivoted. He's just a pivoter. you know. I think it's pivot debates. I think that should be the.
Wait,
name.
what's the pivot?
I'm kidding. The pivot.
You're asking for
he pivoted
justification.
Yeah, that's not justification. That's just going to be an ad hoc. Just going to be an ad hoc.
But this isn't going to be an ad hoc.
Don't actually have the answer.
This does
You're
address
coming
it.
up with the. No. You're coming up with the reasoning after the fact for the question that was being asked of you because you cannot give justification. So,
Wait, how do you know
what
that I
is your
can't
theory
give
of
justification? Like, are you asking for like an epistemic justification?
Yeah, we're talking about epistemic nihilism. I asked you to.
Oh yeah, it's
explain
just
to
going to be
me why this
analytically
is
true.
Oh well, how can it be analytically true if you're an epistemic nihilist?
Yeah,
You don't
because
believe that knowledge exists. What does truth mean? under
yeah, it's going to be
epistemic nihilism?
analytically true because I don't care enough to know.
Amanda goes, "Are you guys all on an intense state, right?" No, I'm just fucking with Genesis.
I'm just wondering who's having the steak and who's having the oysters, because this is like, what is happening right now?
Wait, did
I
someone
don't
say?
eat seafood, so
Did someone say sausage?
Oh,
I don't think anyone heard sausage there. I
Man,
think that may
no.
be a bit of projection on your part, Protect. There may have been a comment made earlier that
Dang,
you kind of just put yourself in that category. Of,
why is he
not gonna
thinking of
lie.
me? That's kind of gay, bro.
You said me too. Someone said like I
I
don't
said
know.
steak. I didn't say sausage.
She
Whatever.
said
I mean,
steak, bro.
he's-
You're over here like,
that's
did someone say
weird.
sausage?
Yeah,
Was it bratwurst?
Is it a hot dog? Like, what's next, Protect?
Well,
Is it
corn
made with
dog.
chicken or pork?
Protect's over here. Yeah, Protect's over here being the glizzy gobbler, bro.
I don't even want to know what that is.
Is it an Oscar Mayer or a ballpark? Like, fuck.
Bro's
A
got
little
that
bit of
bun
both.
length. He likes that bun length, bro. You know, that's like a triple entendre right there.
Can Callie come up? I want to debate Callie.
And I want Candy to come up. She's an intellectual tight. when it comes to-
Spinoza likes chorizo because he's a Mexican.
I'm not a fucking Mexican. What?
Because
You're all Mexican to me.
in
No,
her
I'm kidding. I'm
bio,
kidding. I'm kidding. I was just on a live with them earlier. I was talking about my Mexican family. It was a joke. It was an inside joke.
But yeah, in her bio it says we are Charlie Kirk, and I feel like it breaks the law of identity.
Yeah, that is true. Callie,
Yeah,
come up.
that actually brings up the problem of the one and the many.
That does, yeah.
Yeah. I think we have to go back to like Neoplatonism in order to answer this question, and I don't even think Neoplatonism would be able to. All right, I'm sorry. At this point, I'm just trolling Genesis. Glad to see you got your account back. Be careful of the KG clan. They are literally going around mass reporting your live, dude.
Why are they mass reporting my live though?
Because it was the same night that I announced to the individual that I'm debating next month that you will be the moderator and the host for it, that you got bananaed on both of your accounts.
Who are you debating?
That's what I was. It's a long story. I'm debating someone on feminism next month.
Oh, I thought it was BT3. Okay.
No, it's not BT3. No, I think I'm
He's almost
actually
pro-life.
trying to be friendly. I'm trying to be friendly to BT. Honestly, I don't know whether I want to help him become pro-life or
Oh,
I
look,
just
there's a
want to be
KG
friends
member
with him
right
and
there.
allow him to remain pro-choice. Because, like, he is probably the best pro-life apologist.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Anyone that
Plasma.
watches one of his debates, they're like, "Oh,
Could I have a debate with
maybe
EBT
I should be on
Spinoza?
that side."
Who the fuck is KG? I am so lost in this
Plasma.
shit.
KG is like if you took 2012 Call of Duty clans, right? And then you just mixed it with a bunch of like wannabe philosophers and
Yeah,
then mixed it with a bunch of like incredibly AIDS-ridden schmomo schmexuals.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You would get like the actual KG members. But there are some KG members apparently who put it in there simply as a meme. So I don't want to slander anyone, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
There
the
are
acronym is just like KG is just an
knowledge
acronym for
gap.
kinda gay.
Yeah,
kinda,
yeah, it's
kinda
just
gay
kinda
is
gay.
a
That's-
better
that's who they
acronym.
are.
Yeah. I mean, honestly though, I don't think that's accurate though. It's gonna be like, what's a word that we could use for like extremely that starts with a K? Like just.
Catastrophic? No, is
Yeah,
that
see,
a C?
No. Oh,
Catastrophic
well,
is a
you
C,
know, no,
but-
you know what? Yeah, it is a C, but like, you know, we could do a little bit of
Look at this
meaning there.
dumbass.
Just say catastrophically gay.
Wait,
with a K.
wait a minute. Where's this Angie person? Come up.
God, my shit died. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay, James. I understand.
Do you want to debate KG
Plasma.
member? Does
I
anyone want
didn't
to
ever
debate?
want to debate. I just wanted to give my opinion.
Do you have a proposition, Plasma? What's the proposition?
Pro-life is the correct normative thesis.
Oh, I would agree.
Yeah,
It's pretty basic, though.
This is what I'm
You
saying.
can't-
This is why I wasn't talking shit about all KG members.
You can't
Who's
affirm the
legit?
negation.
How do
Okay,
we?
how
How
about
do you?
yeah? Pro-choice is the correct normative thesis.
What's the argument for that?
Yeah, if a person is best described by the embodied mind theory, then we have reason to suspect pro-choice is true. Affirm the antecedent.
What do you mean by antecedent?
Are we trolling?
Wait. This is a question. Would you like answering the question or not dodging from the question?
Yeah, it's the first declarative sentence with a conditional.
Oh, okay. This is going to be like the mind body, right?
Be mine.
It's
Embodiment.
Kylo. It's Kylo.
What do you mean by that?
I'm just using it standardly.
Oh, okay. So you're like talking about like the relational properties between like the body and the mind.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm saying like I don't think I actually understand what your position is. Would you mind clarifying?
Mind, yeah, the mind is reducible to physical facts.
Okay, and what do you take a fact to be?
Something that is the case.
Oh, okay. And so like how do you know that it is the case? And what are your epistemic schemas? Interesting. What do you mean by pluralist?
I hold general principles from competing hypotheses and apply them to all world semantics.
Oh, okay. So, if it is the case that you'd hold these things to be true, do you actually? I guess I'm still not understanding exactly what you mean.
Confused on
what the pluralist position is.
Yeah, you take general principles and apply them to all world semantics.
Like what general principles? Can you give me an example?
Yeah, like things that are thetical to reason, coherence theory.
Oh, okay. So if you're using like reason, for instance, would there be like good and bad reasoning, or is this like all reasoning true?
Just think that's like categorical, like error. I take reason to be an objective thing. I think reason is like a fact about the universe.
Oh, okay. Well, if reason is going to be like a fact about the universe, is this going to be like something in which is dependent upon some kind of creator? Like, does something have to cause this reason to be put in existence, or is reason itself just going to be something that persists inside the universe?
Yeah, it could be a property of some creator, or not a property of some creator, and just a property of the universe. This doesn't challenge the point.
Well, I would say that if there's going to be like some kind of epistemic justification, and which is going to be like grounded in reason, if the creator's nature correctly reflects the reason, and the reason justifies the action, and this action is when you would decide whether the action is going to be morally permissible, morally impermissible, then it would have to follow that the creator itself would have to have the nature that reflects the action.
That doesn't follow.
How does it not
follow?
follow?
Simply is reason.
So okay, so you're saying that the creator itself is going to be reason. So the creator of the universe is going, like, its nature is just going to be reason.
Visiting a thing, but I'm saying your assessment on the condition or the biconditional, right? You're making too many leaps, right? Right now we're stuck on, right? If it's the case that reason is just a fact about the universe, okay, that doesn't change anything whether or not if it's grounded in God or is a God. Okay.
Well, I would, like I said, I would still disagree, because I would say, like, if reason is used for like the justification of what is right and wrong, just as like what you're doing, as like some kind of basis of a guideline, then wouldn't reason itself have to reflect the nature of its creator?
Positing a creator. I said it's compatible either way.
It's compatible either way. So you could have reason without a creator?
Right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can go with that then. So if we can have reason without a creator, hold on, give me 1 second, because I'm not exactly sure how to go from this. And you're saying that reason justifies. Wait, how are you interpreting the reason?
Reason is just the normative facts about a state of affairs.
And what are the facts pertaining to abortion or pro-choice? The embodied mind. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so reason is the type of thing to inform us of the normative facts. Right? It's producing such fact as the embodied mind, which states a person or the mind is just reducible to its physical facts.
Wait, how can it be the case that like you can say that these like normative claims are going to be reduced to some kind of normative or some kind of like physical fact without following like some kind of causation and correlation?
What? You're just going to have to point that out, but I'm not saying all normative facts are reducible to physical facts. I'm just saying that the mind is reducible to physical facts.
Okay. So yeah, I guess like what's the argument that the mind is reducible to physical facts then?
You just build an inductive case, the type of thing that is generated by the mind, or like the types of things that we assume by the mind are, subjective experience, hedonic properties, prudential unity, stuff like that. And we just build an inductive case and we see humans that develop some sort of brain produces these things, right? Versus that humans don't develop the brain. So I think we have good reason to believe that, humans with this physical fact, right, produces the mind.
Well, that's interesting. What do you take the mind to be then? Is this going to be like some kind of like abstract property of the brain?
An abstract property of the brain? I don't understand what you're asking there.
Like, is the mind itself going to be like a physical property?
Down to physical properties. That's
What do you mean by it's reducible down to physical properties?
It means when we assess what the mind is, it leads to physical properties.
Okay, but if you're saying it leads to physical, okay, so I guess the question, like, is the mind physical or not physical? Like, or is it
That's
not?
right.
Physical?
It is physical.
Okay, it is physical. Cool. So if for instance, like transplant your brain into like another person's body, would you still say it's like stay the same? Or no, half your brain into another body? Would you, sorry, I'm tired. If I split your brain in half, not transplant, if I split your brain in half and formulate a whole new body with half of your brain, and clone your body into this other brain, or using this other brain, will there be two of you that exist, or just one?
I would no longer exist. You would break the continuity and the conjunction between the physical facts.
Wait, you would no longer exist? So like what do you mean by exist?
My numeric identity is frustrated.
What's the numeric identity? This guy's knowledge gaps the fuck out of me, by the way, but I'm appreciating learning.
A is numeric identity. You are A,
okay.
I am B.
Yeah. Okay. So what would exist then? Let's say it would be like, are you saying that it wouldn't be logically possible to like split a brain in half and be able to like regenerate this
It's not a critique
both
on
brains?
the modality. It's not a logical modality critique. It's just there is a break of continuity and two new categories are assigned. Now they may replicate me and seem to carry like some of the same data, but that doesn't incline me to say that, oh, this is a new person.
Oh, so what do you take person to be?
The embodied mind.
Dude, I honestly don't know about the embodied. I haven't read into like any kind of like theory of the mind. I'll be honest. So I can't really continue the conversation unless 2 poor wants to. But I know jack shit about theory of mind. Just started getting into it.
I mean, I really don't feel like getting into theory of mind right now. I haven't done enough of my own research, but
yeah, dude.
So basically,
but if Kylo wants to come up here, I'll be more than happy to dog walk Kylo.
I mean, I don't know.
Gets belt to ass every time he comes on any panel. So like, I mean, this wouldn't even be a win for anyone here.
I mean,
nah, it's just annoying because all he does is rhetoric and talk shit.
I gave him a bet earlier, so here, Kylo, I'm pretty sure you're recording. Kylo, the bet that I made with you earlier was during our formal plasma. Why do you run? You shouldn't be. What the fuck?
I mean, if Kylo wants up, that's his.
Did he run for daddy? The
No,
plasma, please don't tell me you're letting Kylo dictate when you can speak.
I had a question. I know I'm not as good as you guys, but I did have a question.
I'm playing plasma. I'm playing. But also really quickly, Kylo, the bet that I offered you in the comments, let me scroll up really quickly, just get the exact wording because you're very particular and try to sneak your way out of anything. What I said was, if you can say mother correctly 3 times during the course of our formal debate, I will send you a galaxy. That's what I said. Now, I need you to offer me something if you cannot complete this task. Also, Plasma, I was fucking with you, dude.
Do you want to debate?
No, I don't. Brother. Plasma.
We set up.
I was fucking with you about the Daddy Kylo thing. I was messing around because Kylo's here and you think he has like a whole, like a crew of individuals who all believe the same thing. He's trying to build the cult, but he's literally the most
brain dead.
Oh wait,
I didn't want to be intellectually malnourished individual within his own cult.
Intellectually dishonest.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you're debating.
Can we set up
How was that a wise dodge, Kylo? So Kylo, really quickly, could you just answer to the thing that I had to repeat for you because you're illiterate and can't read one page of a Harry Potter book, nigga? Could you do it for me, please?
I'll drop down so he can come up because if he's gonna sit there and say wise dodge, that's kind of threatening to me.
Yeah.
No, you said wise dodge in regards to me talking to Plasma.
Oh, I know.
actually respect Plasma. I don't respect Kylo. Kylo, could you actually answer whether or not you'd be willing to take up that bet? And then also, what would you be willing to put on the line if you can't say mother 3 times without some sort of like
Hey,
issue
Protect,
of speech?
drop me down and invite him up.
Okay.
He's
So you
just
never
gonna try
asked.
and rage bait the entire time. He's like low key.
How about you guys pick a prop and I'll moderate it.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing.
Well, I already have a moderator, and I gave it to him, and he was fine with it. But then
Can we agree? Can we agree
lead a
not to
revolution
mass?
to
Hold
get
on,
certain
hold
people
on.
banned.
Can we? Yeah, can we agree not to mass report my fucking lives anymore, though?
Definitely not me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, not you, Protect. Kylo, could you do me a favor and like come off of Teacup? You just got up here, dumbass.
Oh, I got a question. Can we set up a
You
bidding
probably shouldn't
pool?
be going to your group chat.
Can we set up a bidding pool on Kalashi for
Yeah,
you guys?
this, I mean, your rhetoric is obviously fucking trash. But so regarding
care
this,
about
like,
rhetoric.
That's fine.
muzzle
You can,
yourself.
yeah,
One second.
that's a
Already
claim.
pipe down,
That's a
pipe
claim.
down.
Yeah,
So look,
no.
so
You
regarding
see-
this,
you
wait,
see how
pipe
he can
down, pipe
actually-
down, pipe down,
yeah.
pipe down, pipe down. So regarding this,
He's
Yeah,
gonna use a bunch of
yeah,
rhetoric
yeah.
to say jack shit.
Yeah.
do you want me to
Yeah,
speak or
literally
you
jack
inviting me
shit.
up here to yeah?
Would you
Close your
like to answer-
cocksucker.
would
I'm
you
gonna
like to
answer your
answer the
question,
fucking
fat
question?
ass. Just pipe down. So look,
All right,
regarding
simmer
this
down.
bets,
Fat dumbass.
calm down.
Anyway, could you
You're
answer the
nervous.
question or not? Because that's why you were brought up.
You're
I'm
nervous.
not
You're
nervous
already
at
over
all.
talking me. You're scared.
Why would
So
I be
look,
nervous to
regarding, I'm
talk
about to
to a
answer your question,
malnourished,
fat fuck. Calm down.
sub-Saharan
Pipe
IQ
down.
ass
I'm about to answer your
individual?
question. Hello? Okay, thank
Okay,
you. Now
I'm
that
sorry.
you're done
I'm
speaking,
sorry.
yeah,
Could you,
calm
could
down,
you, could
calm
you
down.
improve your sub-Saharan IQ before trying to rely upon rhetoric in order
Let
to
me know when
like,
you're done.
flex your muscles that you don't have?
Let me know
Could
when
you
you're
just
done.
answer the fucking question? Are you
Mhm.
willing to take up the bet or not?
So the answer is
You are
yes. I'm gonna
literally-
shut
you are
up.
literally one
Stop
of the
talking.
African
Stop
individuals
talking.
that
I'm
I
gonna
pay
answer your
13
question
cents a
with a
month to
direct yes or
support.
no.
Please do me the favor.
I'm gonna
of, like,
answer with a
actually
direct
answering
yes
it.
or
And-
no.
okay,
Stop
yes,
speaking.
do it.
Stop
Do it now.
speaking. Okay, close your
Do it now.
cocksucker. Thank you. So the
Do it
answer
right.
is gonna
Stop using
shut up. Why are
rhetoric
you still
and
over
do it now.
talking? You're nervous. You're literally fucking
I'm not
scared.
nervous.
Stop
Why would I
speaking.
be
Then I'm gonna
nervous of
answer
you?
your question. Why are you over talking?
Like
So wait, calm
whose
down.
man's is
Calm
this?
down.
You're
Calm down.
literally the lowest
Calm
tier
down,
in your
little
own
Bill.
cult. Could you
Young
just answer
man,
the
young
question
man,
instead of
pipe
trying
it
to
down,
rely
pipe it
upon
down, pipe it down.
rhetoric?
You done?
Could you stop relying
Young
upon
lady,
rhetoric
are
and
you
actually answer
done?
the
Okay,
question?
here's the answer. I'm just gonna overtalk you, fat fuck. So, yes, if you want to take this low tier bet within the dialectic that if I say the term mother 3 times, right, then you're going to
I'm sorry, what was that? What was
pipe
the
it
word?
down.
What was
You're
the
gonna
term?
send me a galaxy.
What was the
Okay,
term?
Here's
What was the
here
term?
is gonna be the counter offer. Now, if it is the case that the bet is met, then on your end, you're gonna have to delete all your social media accounts and never come back to TikTok. Do you agree? Yes or no?
Oh yeah. That's here's the thing though.
It's
You
a yes
always
or no,
do this
bitch. Answer
where
the
you
question
try to
directly,
bet
yes or
something.
no.
Yeah,
It's a
so
binary
hey,
question.
Hey, hold on. Oh, okay, hold on.
It's a
hold on.
binary
So you
question,
can
yes
use
or no,
rhetoric
and then you can
completely
expound.
skirt. So I already gave you what you should bet that is similar to my bet. So if I say
Oh,
I'm
you're
willing
dodging.
to send you a galaxy,
You're
no, I'm
dodging.
not dodging. You're a fucking retard if you think I'm dodging.
Oh, now he's using the
So
R
Kylo-
word. Wait, now he's using
Yeah.
slurs. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Kylo.
Now he's using
Literally
slurs. Okay, the
everyone
live's
who
getting
has ever
banned
met
now.
you
Wallahi, the
knows.
live's getting banned, by the way. But
Okay.
so yeah, so I
Alright. Well,
offered a
then kick
counter
me,
offer.
Protect, so that he doesn't.
I gave a
Yes,
counter
Protect.
I'll
offer.
Just
drop
kick
him
me
and
so
bring him
that he
back
doesn't
up.
Yeah,
mass
drop
report
this
your
poor
live.
on. Get this low tier
No,
off the panel.
I'll drop him and bring
Good
him back
boy.
up. Alright, I'll drop him and bring him back up.
Anyways,
Being a
Kylo,
little-
are you willing to affirm a proposition?
They got rhetorically dogged by so bad you started using slurs.
Wait,
What
Wagyu,
slurs
come
did I
back up.
use? What slurs? Go ahead.
The R word is a slur, low tier. Are you stupid?
No, you said that I was using slurs. What?
I
what
wasn't.
slurs?
Obviously, I wasn't talking about you,
Alright,
fat
to be
ass. You don't have
fair-
context clues.
Alright, to be fair, I'll
Wait,
drop
how is it
the
going to be
both of them.
obvious if you? Yeah.
Alright, I'll drop the both of them. There you go. Now you can't say I'm biased.
Yeah,
What an-
here
what
really
an
quickly. Protect.
idiot.
No, Protect. It's fine. He said that. The reason that he baited me into calling him that is because he knows he is that thing, and he knows that I will call him that. I never dodged anything. I gave him the literal outline of what the bet was from start to finish on both sides. He decided to try and use rhetoric to save himself. You should kick me back off of the live because he's going to try and get all his little butt buddies in here to mass report your live.
Oh,
Solely because I'm up here because he's scared of me. He's been doing
Hey.
it for the past 2 days. So
Hey,
Genesis
sorry.
got already hit twice for that.
3 times
Wagyu.
actually.
Sorry
Mine
about
sounds
being
banned.
panel, dude.
Wagyu,
He's just scared to actually formally debate me without using shitty tactics, which he got caught up on the first time. And I have all the screenshots to prove that as well. He tried to get a biased moderator. But
Wagyu, if
anyway,
he
kick
accepts
me
the
from the
bet,
panel for your own sake.
Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Angie's down there, been waiting patiently. So what do you have to say about the prompt?
I don't even know why the fuck I'm here. I've been asking you that in the comments.
I didn't see.
You
Sorry.
invited me twice.
I didn't see. Well, now you may speak. The floor is yours.
Kylo, can you actually have a debate without using your stupid rhetoric and actually do something of substance?
Is he who Wagyu's debating formally?
Yeah. That's why he keeps mass reporting the lives because he doesn't want to have the debate. It's kind of fun. It's honestly comedic.
If you genuinely do want an answer to your prompt, though, Protect, yes, I believe that it was justified because obviously a vehicle can be used as a deadly weapon, and she did use it or attempt to use it as a deadly weapon, and he
How does
acted
this-
in self-defense.
How does this justify it?
Was self-defense justified?
No. How is it going to be the case that the intention, or rather the vehicle itself posing? Well, first you have to make an argument that it poses some kind of harm to the ICE officer who was to the side of the vehicle and had enough time to get away from the vehicle. How does this justify this action in which the ICE
2.5
officer?
seconds enough time to get away from it, Genesis. Come on, man.
Wait, how do you know that it was enough time to get away from it?
You just said it.
No, enough time not to get away from it. Sorry.
Oh, enough time not to get away. You're
No.
just in a... We're just in argumentative moods, aren't we?
Yeah, I've been trolling all night.
How does it justify removing the Filioque? That's a real question.
Definitely is. Genesis
Where
definitely.
the fuck is Filioque?
Because like 20 minutes ago, Genesis was like, "I'm a nihilist," and but he
you
also
serious?
like a minute before that, he said it was morally justifiable. So he said he was a nihilist, but then he also said it was morally justifiable. So he just wants to have a go. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's very easy to tell because whenever Genesis is on some shit, typically the rest of everybody else is too, and everybody's been on some shit today. It's like there's something in the water.
Can you define
Hey, Genesis, have you been on the Devil's Lettuce today?
No, I don't partake in any kind of illegal substances or substances which would alter my brain.
Okay,
define
good.
illegal. Hey, Genesis, could you define illegal for me and whether or not that's moral or immoral standing of legality?
Well, then that would just be logically impossible because legality is going to be defined on what's going to be moral, immoral, but based off of the perception of society.
Wait. I thought that would be more of a social standing rather than a moral standing.
Yep. Well, see, you can have the case where a society deems something to be moral or immoral. This doesn't actually mean that it's going to be like objectively moral. Like, for instance, I can hold to like some kind of subjectivist point of view, or I can even hold to like error theory. Well, it's just it denies or rejects moral facts, but also understands the necessity of the belief of moral facts as something that is going to be societally driven.
Have you ever seen trains, planes, and automobiles, Genesis?
Like seeing trains, planes, and automobiles, like in real life. Sure.
The movie. Have you ever seen that
No,
movie?
I've seen that. Yeah.
no. Have you ever seen Rain Man?
You're like a chatty Cathy. I just, except I'm not pulling the string. You are.
Yeah, my dad lets me drive the cars on the weekends.
I don't know what that even means. I don't even know what that even means. Which
Well, my dad lets me drive the car in the driveway.
So I did have a question for Plasma, but Plasma's not here. I did have a question because the idea that Plasma had said was, and you had asked a very interesting question. If you were to split the brain in half and then to create a clone and then put the other half of the brain in, he essentially, if I'm not mistaken, it was essentially the idea was that is no longer that in the same individual. If that is that
you would cease to exist, which I would actually agree with that.
okay. So if an individual gets in a car accident and then half of their brain is injured, that are we saying that is no longer the same individual? It is completely individual.
No, it's still the same individual because there's not a separate entity in which like was cloned from that individual using half that individual's brain. The stipulation would be the fact that we take like half of the physical brain and then I guess like regrow the other half of the brain, and then regrow the other half of the brain of the other brain, and then put that brain into another body, to where now there's going to be two separate entities per the law of identity.
Okay. Okay. I still don't see. I'm still missing. I kind of understand where you. Yeah, I kind of understand that now. But yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, if lung cancer wants to come up here and have a debate, I'm literally willing to debate anybody, especially KG members that dick ride all the KG people. I will admit, I got bested by bro. I'm not ashamed to admit that I get bested, but
it's Plasma. There's no shame into it's Plasma.
Yeah, Plasma's fucking high tier. I'm just started debating like not even a year ago.
So why did you guys change to Filioque?
So what's the argument that we changed to Filioque?
I'm just messing with you. I'm inquiring, so I don't even know at this point.
You're inquiring Orthodox?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking to see the truth. So
What a good boy.
Yeah. I am a very good boy.
What I wanted to ask Plasma is like, so for instance, let's say the brain gets cut in half, but it's only cut in half because yeah, maybe I'm missing, because like you said, if you were to regenerate, then it would be a whole new individual, but I don't know. Okay.
You're talking about like regenerate. You mean like Wolverine? Like let's say your brain is.
Well, no. If they were to clone or something like this, but the whole idea is like if you were to split the brain in half, then identity would no longer cease to exist. I don't think that's necessarily you would know parts of your identity may no longer exist, but does that mean that you can no longer exist?
You could still pertain your memories, which persists in both bodies, right? But this wouldn't mean that this is who you are. You'd have two separate people still.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing I'm trying to say is like the idea is that the mind is the be all the end all, correct? Was that the
kind of? I mean, it's gonna be like a property between like the mind and like your physical self, and which would like make up to be the person, right? Or what he considers to be a person, right? And so I actually like I don't read a lot of theory of mind. I need to. But this is kind of where I started getting lost. Is like, yeah. So how is it going to directly justify the pro-choice position just based off of your moral interpretation?
Yeah.
But he's saying that these claims are still normative, based off the rationality in which we persist. Wait a minute. I think I actually fucking understand it now. God damn it. But yeah.
So can you send me all of those papers, like every single paper ever written, Mr. Genesis?
I can send you the papers in which I've read.
That would be helpful.
There's also a bunch of books, but first you'd have to read Philosophy 101.
Is that free?
Yeah. I mean, do you have Audible?
No.
Get Audible. It's like $1.99 a month, and you get a free book a month.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, do you pick the book?
Yeah.
Awesome. I should totally get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is my phone has like no storage. I have like 2 gigabytes left.
This nigga.
Audible fucking dope as shit.
You know, I just realized Genesis. What? I'm just saying, Genesis looks like a rapper, and I know you were a musician, but like you literally look like a rapper.
I was a rapper. Dick every time I fucked your mother.
God, you fucking got him.
I think that's my cue to go. Yeah.
No, I'm playing, but I truly was a rapper though.
Yeah, you look like a lot of rappers now these days. I don't know, just to look. I don't know. If you need someone to help you with your drip, I can hook you up.
It's super simple, dude. Everybody throws the rapper away when they want the candy. You know what I mean? It's cool. Yeah, bro, you were a rapper. Neat. Bye. See you in the bin, son.
I mean, I left the rap scene because it was a bad scene to be into.
Yeah, gangster and all that thug life, cause.
Nah, just fucking drugs and pussy, bro.
Oh, it's so terrible. No, it actually is terrible. We should be better humans. But
the first part is pretty bad. Oh wait, I think this guy I think he wants to speak to you, Genesis.
Sweet. Long, do you want to affirm a proposition?
Affirm the proposition that you probably sucked dick when you were rapping.
Holy shit. Wow, congratulations. Do you want to actually have an argument?
Yeah.
Cool. What's the proposition? How about this? You take the affirmative that being gay is okay, because it sounds like you're just so fucking flamboyantly gay.
Why are you assuming, you fucking bag?
I think I know who this is actually. Like, can you come off mute and say something again?
What do you want me to say? I don't know.
Yeah, so Doc, you want to turn your camera on? Yeah, turn your camera on.
I'm not gonna turn my camera on. I know you want to just get a picture of me so you can masturbate later.
Yeah, no, turn your camera on. You'd like it if I did that. Yeah, you'd like it if I did that. That's Doc.
Dude, I don't know who the fucking Doc is. Stop fucking calling me Doc.
Doc Force Stockman.
For real, dude.
No, but for real though, bro, stop calling me Doc.
It's Doc.
Quick question: who the fuck is Sophie Ryan?
She's an OF model who claims to be a virgin and a Christian, and she posts like spicy pictures on OF, and she has like made like $43 million in a year.
Oh, I'm gonna be right back, guys.
So my choices are like, if this is my choices, back to the.
What you say?
My choices are somebody who is claiming to be Christian, posts spicy pictures, or somebody who had 1,000 dudes. Was it 1,000? Was it 100?
It was 1,000. I think it was
Had
1,150.
1,000 dudes run through her in a day. Yeah, probably. I'll cut my dick off with a hammer if it's my ultimate choice, but maybe Sophie.
Yeah. I guess to make it more interesting, what if Bonnie Blue was a Christian who repented and Sophie Green wasn't?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This is a
You-
lose-lose situation.
how are you gonna repent? To see, this is the weird. Look, I understand that, but
It is
Obviously,
yeah.
yo, she claimed to be a virgin. She's not a virgin, bro. She's not a virgin, bro.
Oh, we know that.
Who's,
Yeah, that's
who's Sophie?
Yeah, she's not a virgin, bro.
Oh, you know she's not.
Bro.
There's no way she's
half of the. I mean, basically, all F models lie. Why would they tell the truth?
I'm not as. I have no. I literally. That's why I asked who she is. I have no idea. I've never even seen her before. I don't follow OnlyFans. I'm not on OnlyFans. I've heard Bonnie Blue because I heard this bitch got run through. So, like, if I
Yeah.
had to make a choice, I'm like, well, the person I haven't heard of or the person that I have heard of who got ran through. Well, that's pretty easy. Like, oh, you know what I mean?
It's just you have to pick situation.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what we
Oh,
were
these
saying.
are like
Yeah.
the only two women left on Earth. So either you marry them or there's no one.
Oh, if I'm all alone and these are the only two females, then I couldn't give a shit what anybody thinks. Is I'm the only guy.
I mean, well, that's shit. To be fair, you got to procreate, so it's probably
No,
just
no, no.
both.
Here's what I mean. Like, so
It's
there's
both.
like there's all
both
other
and then
guys,
you get
right?
rid of them.
Right. So there's only two other women on Earth, but there's like the rest of the population is all men. So like this is your only way to get with a woman. So
Oh wait, so
Wait, how is it that I found myself in the position to get first pick? That's amazing. I would love to hear that backstory.
well, the thing is, nobody was interested. It's like okay, we'll rather just wife
there a bunch of
material. Wife
It's-
material. Yeah.
It's me and a bunch of simps and these two fucking hussies. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
that's-
gonna lie, bro. Where's the Glock, bro? I'm not gonna lie. I might have to end it.
Nah, I mean, to be fair, I would just be because you know your offspring's never gonna be able to like multiply at that point. So it's like, would you just be doing yourself and your offspring the favor to just not reproduce?
Well, what you'd have to do is you'd have to
Oh, for
have
fuck's sake.
kids.
Could you
What?
speak? I mean, come on. I
No,
just heard
don't
you
out
speak.
me.
I just
Hey,
heard.
don't
I
out.
just
Hey, don't light.
just-
Light.
down,
don't-
simmer
light.
down.
Light. Don't out me. Gosh. Anyways,
Go ahead, Lon.
so what you have to do is you'd have to have kids with one of them, and then someone else would have to have kids with the other one, and then you would have another man would have to have kids with both of them, and you'd kind of have to keep doing this so that there'd be like a lot of different types of kids, and then they would have to have kids with each other, kind of going down, so like
Adam and Eve,
minimize.
huh?
So kind of minimize the chance of incest, and then obviously down the line there's gonna be some incest at some capacity, but this would necessarily not be bad because the risk of the effects of incest would be very, very low.
I think I made it too difficult. I'll say the only other women who exist are the Amish community, but they're there's a few of them.
Oh,
So
I pick Amish all day.
But if I were to
get
pick
both of
between
these
Sophie
and pick
Rain
Amish.
and Courtney Blue, Sophie Rain all the way.
I turn full Amish. I negate both of these options, and I go full Amish.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Sophie
I'm being
Rain's
honest,
just hotter.
that's what I would do.
I think even Stitch could agree on that one, right, Stitch?
Yeah. Oh, Stitch is here. Hello. Long time no speak.
Hello.
How you doing, Stitch?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
I guess we got that answer. I try to make this more interesting. If Bonnie Blue was a Christian and repentant and Sophie Rain wasn't, I don't know, as a Christian, you have to be obligated to marry Bonnie Blue for Sophie Rain, but such a bad option.
Not necessarily. So you can take it to be the case that for instance, if you were a good Christian man and Sophie Rain wasn't a good Christian, if basically let's say a non-Christian man married Sophie Rain and then they just made more non-Christians would be antithetical to what you're trying to do. So what you would rather do is if Connie Blue was a Christian, you would go for Sophie Rain in hopes to try to make more Christians, and she would hope to try to make more Christians.
you think it's wise to try to marry them, like going to a marriage trying to change your mind? I mean, it seems
Well,
pretty
especially if you're a man, like women tend to follow like a nice strong leader. So
No,
like,
but this is like a fourth wave. This is like a 12th wave feminist, let's say.
Sophie Rain, I don't think so. She's just kind of like a
No,
304 a little bit.
Hypothetically, because the hypothetical was that she's
Or if
not
we're gonna just
Christian.
like add things to the hypothetical, I could just say that she acts a dick and she can't even have kids. So you're gonna have to have honey.
No, the idea was that she's not Christian, though. That was the whole idea of Bonnie Blue as a Christian, and
Yeah, but you
it
have
was
to
a
like
hypothetical
still
in
like
general.
you just like if you're gonna bring someone in like Sophie Rain, you would have to like have like their ideals. So like you would have to like just like you couldn't just like work outside. Like then why even use like Sophie Rain?
No, that's true. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Stitch, you wanna debate me on something?
What'd
We
you
could
say?
debate trans. You wanna debate me on something? We could debate like trans or something.
I'll debate you on that.
Light, you're like a low tier. Shut up. Stitch.
I know I'm a low tier. Oh, so you're better than me. Wow, that's good.
And that's what I
very
said.
that's very trans of you.
Who said I was trans,
Stitch is an
bitch?
intellectual titan. He'll cook anybody.
That's what I'm saying. I want a challenge. I don't want like easy pickings, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Alright, so do you want to take the affirmative or negative or
No crash outs, please.
I'll take the negative.
Okay. I'll just take it to be the case that since gender is a social construct and we know woman as like more of like a set of like things that like I guess like personality traits and physical traits that would determine a woman. We can call whatever this is a woman. I know originally that woman would just mean like an adult human female, but I would think we have changed the word because words tend to change, and over time that we changed it to like a set of like presuppositions of like what we would perceive to be a woman. And yeah, so basically like anybody can be a woman, but like truly what it comes down to is your preferences.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Would you take it to be the case that like when you talk about womanhood, you're talking about a particular set of human beings?
I guess kind of, but not like necessarily like yeah, I mean like I guess anything you would call like white people is a specific set of human beings. Like yeah, I guess so. Mm-hmm.
Right, like it would be a descriptor towards like a specific type of human, would it not?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you something. When you say that everybody can be a woman, and you're saying, well, a woman can be anybody, wouldn't you deem that to be like antithetical to the answer you just gave?
I'd say it'd be kind of confusing, but since we're like kind of moving in towards a more progressive society, this would just be the case that since we're moving towards it, this is the case.
Because we're moving towards a progressive society. I'm just confused. What does being progressive have to do with the classifications?
Well, I'm using progressive in the
whether
way,
or not
not necessarily like the exact like progressive just means like moving forward, but like progressive is in like the social term like that we use for like like the progressive left. I can't think of a definition right now, but that kind of term I'm using it for.
Progressive left. I mean, I understand that, but like, I'm just kind of confused because you can operate under like a leftist ideology, and like, still know the fact and still understand the fact that like when you classify something, it has to have some sort of dichotomy between other things that you're classifying. So
yeah,
like,
the dichotomy
you
would be your
agree-
preferences.
I'm sorry.
The dichotomy would be your preferences, just like whatever
Your
you
preferences.
choose.
Yeah, but preferences don't really dichotomize like people, right? Because you would acknowledge that anybody can have a preference.
Yeah, I mean that's what would dichotomize it.
No, dichotomize means to differentiate, right? So
Yeah, you
like
can differentiate by someone saying that this is my preference.
okay, so you're saying that like if someone just says they are a woman, they are a woman, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to take them by their word for it. I understand that this is gonna like
Take their word.
raise
So if
some
someone
time.
says they're a unicorn, are you gonna take their word for it just because they say they're a unicorn?
Not necessarily, but if they want to be called that, I will. But like, I wouldn't say this is like a human trait, or like it's like not really based in reality. Like I don't think someone should be able to be like, I'm a kitty cat, meow. Like I, I just take it, that human and woman are like, they coexist, and since these coexist, I mean, it'll just be the case that
Well, couldn't the argument just be made that semantically they could like just have a conception of a unicorn, and which would coexist with the idea of a human being?
it would depend. I guess we'd have to like change the definition of like unicorn then, right? Like, so like if unicorn was like, I don't know, like someone who like I don't even know how that would fucking work. That'd be weird. Someone that has like specific traits, and maybe they get like a surgery of like a horn on their head, and they walk on all fours or something like this, and someone is moving, like has the trajectory to become that, then I would say like yes, they could become a unicorn, I guess, if like we change the definition. But I don't think we're gonna change the definition.
Well, even with that being said, you said trajectory, right? So like, what would be the trajectory of being a woman? You just said it was just somebody that just calls himself a woman. Earlier, you
Yeah,
said,
well, like, well,
it does lead
yeah,
to
like they
some
have.
sort of
I'd say,
misunderstanding.
yeah, I mean, like, I'll just take it to be the case that someone who isn't like actually trying to be a woman, like they're probably actually not on the trajectory, and we can like find out who these frauds are by kind of like, just kind of like looking at them and like knowing, I mean, it'd just be like prima
But
facie, like, but like, like if someone's like, let's say like they discovered they're a woman, and like they would look like a man at that point, right? So like this is like where the preferences would like come into play, that like yes, they have the preference, they look like a man, they're still a woman, but like obviously if they've been saying it for like 4 years, and they like didn't even get like, I don't know, like they didn't even grow out their hair, or started wearing like, like maybe a little bit of makeup, or started like dressing like a woman, like obviously they're probably faking.
yeah, but you're using a lot of words that indicate that there's some sort of measurement. But when I like press this onto you, or press this for you earlier, you just kind of said that it depends on the preference. So
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
if
It
being a
still
woman
depends on the
depends on a
preference.
preference, then how can there be a trajectory and a set of criterion in order to determine who is actually a woman and who would be a fraudster?
I guess I can use like give you like an analogy, like let's say someone's like, I want to be a father, but they like refuse to have sex, right? Do they still want to be a father?
Well, wanting to be something is different than actually being something. So we're not
Right.
talking
Well,
about
this
people.
person like wants to be a woman, like they say they are a woman, but they refuse to take the necessary steps to become a woman. Then
Well, that's
like,
different.
yeah,
There's a lot of semantical things that you're doing. So you're conflating wanting to be something
semantical things.
versus actually being something. So I would acknowledge that there could be men that want to be women.
I mean, I
But
guess
that
it's not
doesn't
like
make them women.
exactly analogous, but it's still like analogous, right? It's not like a perfect like symmetrical
Well, it's not
analogous,
analogous
but
at all because you're talking about
well,
two
it
different
is.
things. You're talking about a want versus an is, right? These are two different
Mm-hmm.
things.
Okay, well, let's say, would you take it to be the case that a fetus is a baby?
A fetus is a baby.
Yeah.
Well, a fetus just describes a stage of development. A baby is used as
I mean, like, would you say that like if like let's say like a man and a woman have sex, and then like woman's pregnant, is the man now a father?
if it's the man's child, yeah. I mean, you can have sex with someone that doesn't end a pregnancy.
Well, I mean, like I'm saying they had sex, they conceived a child, but it hasn't been birthed yet. Are they a father?
Yeah, they are a father.
Okay, so like let's say this man keeps on saying that he's a father. He's like, yes, I'm a proud father. I'm a proud father. I'm a proud father. But behind the scenes, he's actually pushing for an abortion. Like, is he actually a father then? I mean, he is until like I guess the
Yeah.
abortion ends, or the abortion.
He's still a
ends.
father. He can be a shitty father, but he's still a father. Just
Right.
like a
So
mother,
I would
a
just say
mother is
I would
still
just
a
say
mother.
I would
Just
just
like
say
a
a
mother.
shitty woman.
Well, that's not analogous because again, you're conflating between someone who wants to be something versus someone who is. You saying that just because you're taking father to be as meaning some sort of social role. Father is a biological term to refer to an individual of the male sex who has passed on their genes, right, in a reproductive way, right? So when you use the words and you conflate them the way you do, right, it creates incoherency, and that's another critique that I have towards this ideology, right? Because you're saying, well, they want to be a woman and they may not meet all the criteria of being a woman, so therefore, I mean, they're just shitty women. That's basically what you said. And it's like, no, because the criteria to be a father is just passing on your genes, being of the male species, or of the male part of the species, which that's all the criteria that needs to be met. You don't have to go on to be the best dad in the world or the best father. What we mean by best, so when you add an adjective towards it, we're talking about an individual that is actually caring and actually fulfills the societal roles. But that doesn't negate the fact that they are in fact fathers or not. The same way that a mother may kill her child doesn't therefore take away the fact that she's still a mother and has, brought children to the world.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but like I would just take it to be the case that you're fucking stupid and you don't know what you're talking about. So let me clarify. No, I'm kidding. You know what, Stitch? I'm done. I can't do it anymore. What's up, bro?
Wait, is this Doc?
It is Doc, but don't say my name.
Of course it is.
Don't say my name. How did I do, Stitch? How did I do as a gay guy?
You did better than the fucking trans people that are tripping.
That's probably true.
No, I mean just
Wait, you're
did
gay?
you believe me? No, I'm
Wait,
not.
hold up. You're gay?
No, I'm not. Stitch was like, wait, this guy sounds kind of cute.
No, I would have to see you first. I don't give that label out lightly. I have to see.
I can't talk like that too much, otherwise I'm gonna get caught. Basically, I'm KG now, so. But I'm only KG when I talk like
You're
this.
lucky you didn't get caught because you called me fucking low tier and I fucking had half called you out. You're like, no, you're
Just
fucking
know-
low
just
tier. And I'm
know.
like, cunt.
Just know that when I'm talking like this, I'm going to roast you like a KG member would.
Speaking
I'm
of,
gonna get on my other account.
all right. Speaking of how I look, or how people look, Stitch, what do you think might drip from my alternate account? Did you like it? You even know what I'm even talking about?
No.
Oh, okay, that sounds.
You told me I was gonna fucking be a judge for a debate and you never hit me back up.
Oh, you still are. We're just trying to set it up. It's supposed to be between Genesis and what's his name? Meatball. So they're trying to set it up.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Oh man, can I answer the prompt up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so should Christian men marry Sophie Rain and Bonnie Blue? I mean, shit. I mean, listen, if they repent, right? Then Christians shouldn't have a problem. I'm not Christian, right? I'm just saying from a Christian perspective, they should have no problem with it, because it doesn't matter how much sausage either of those girls have taken in. I mean, if they repent and get on their knees for Jesus and take Jesus deep inside of them, then, Christian men ought to accept them.
But you've missed something here. It's or. It's Sophie Rain or Bonnie Blue.
Oh, shit.
You said Sophie Rain and Bonnie Blue, but you've missed the
Dude,
entire...
I've been drinking all night, dude. I didn't even realize that.
That's okay. Me too. We on the same page, man.
Yeah, what are you drinking, brother?
Aren't you
I'm
a white
having.
tea supremacist?
I'm in Australia right now, so you wouldn't even know what I'm drinking. I'm having 4X. I'm having.
I don't even know.
I would
Isn't
say
this guy a
all
white
the
tea
options.
supremacist?
Who?
Isn't this guy a white tea supremacist?
Oh my goodness! Every time I get into
I
a
don't know.
TikTok live, like people follow me, they're like, "Oh, you're a skinhead," you know? Like, who gives a
I
fuck,
coulda,
dude? I
I
didn't even
coulda,
bring it up.
I could have sworn that you were like in a live with me, and you were like going off on people, so people looked
I
at your
probably
like,
was, yeah, but I'm not doing that
and
right now. What is this
well,
fucking high
but
school? You're
like,
gonna tattletale on me, teacher, he's a skinhead.
I mean, I would just take it to be the case that I wouldn't want to associate people that associate with
Well, I
that kind
mean,
of
you're not
mentality.
associating with jack shit and common cracker because, like everyone else up on here, I'm just sound waves and pixels coming out of your Android.
I mean, it is a kind of
You have an
sus. The
Android?
name is kind of sus. Not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, well, to be fair, I am Caucasian from the Caucasus, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be from that region.
And what do you think of black people?
Oh, dude, I'm not even gonna answer that. I don't want to get kicked off.
From the Caucasus.
He's like, I don't even want to answer that. I don't want to get it kicked
Yeah,
off.
that's probably good indication. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna move on.
I mean, to be fair though, he didn't say, you know what I mean? He
He
didn't
didn't say
go
fuck
Say,
them.
you know. But I mean,
like,
that's a
to
pretty
be
good
fair, he
indication.
didn't just go there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good indication. We're just gonna move on.
Well, to be clear, so Project, let's be fair though. Like, you know, me and you always critique the black community, and we're
Yeah.
kind of fatigued by it. Like, let's be for real.
Okay,
Like,
okay, fine. Maybe you can come back up. Okay, maybe.
look, let's be
Well,
for
well,
real.
okay, wait. To be for real, there's a difference between critiquing a group of people and saying you dislike them because of they're that group. You know, like
Yeah.
there's a key difference.
Well, not really. So let
I
me ask
actually
you.
have a
Let me
question
ask
about
you. When you are critiquing someone because of things that you don't like about them, are you not saying that? Like, how is that not to the same resemblance?
I would say
of,
I
like,
don't
another
like that about the culture. Like Stitch, I believe you're BLK and Protect is BLK, right?
I
Well,
am.
I'm multiracial, to be clear, but yeah.
Okay, but yeah, like I would say like, you know, like black culture would be this, and that, but I wouldn't say you are those things.
Okay, but for instance, let's just, I mean, I'm being generous here. Let's say you you had a choice, for instance, Bonnie Blue or this, and one was of a particular culture, and you were asked the question, and you were like, well, this more aligns with my cultural identity. Would you not make that choice, or would you be like, oh, it doesn't matter at all? Or would you be like, no, it does matter because I do particularly like this culture? So
I would just base it off my preferences. I mean, like if I
right, which would be
let's say like I
Oh my
didn't know.
goodness, this guy sounds like my cousin. My preferences. Like, how about this? Like, anytime someone
I
says
can
like
see why people don't
preferences,
like it.
I'm like, dude, how would you feel if I came up with you with a poker and poked you in the chest? And I'm like, oh, I prefer this poker in your chest. And you're like, no, I don't prefer it in my chest. Like, it's so
Yeah, that was
gay,
like the
dude.
dumbest shit. So are you telling me you don't have a preference between one like type
I
of
don't have a
woman to
preference
another?
between either of these broads. First of all, both of them are fucking
Well, I'm not
chops.
talking about either one of those. He said like basically there's like a white girl and a black girl. And then he says you just have to choose.
Oh
Are you
yeah,
gonna,
well I
which one are
like
you gonna choose?
I love my white women, and I'm not
Oh, so you
attracted to other
do. So
races.
it would be based on your preferences. You just don't want to say the word because you don't
Well,
want
it's
to sound like
also
a
based
fan.
on like nature as well. Like, yeah, it's
Well,
both preference and nature,
well,
not like.
I do like
There it
snow
is.
bunnies.
Wait. Did you guys just fucking?
Well,
Did
hold
you
What,
on,
you want me to
just
be
hold
myself,
on.
or you want me to
Okay,
lie
so
to you
what
like a
is
pussy
the
boy?
Hold on,
difference?
hold on. I did get married
No,
to a
but I
snow
think
bunny. I did get married to a snow bunny, to be fair.
Nobody
I
fucking
still
caught that.
think
It's
no.
like,
I
yeah, I
want
guess
to
there would be
admit
some
it.
like nature
And
involved.
I
Like
and I
what?
feel bad for her,
But I
but
don't
hey,
think
that's
it's
her choice.
yeah. But I still don't think that that's necessarily negative
Wait,
because
you
he's
talking
like
to me?
I'm talking to you, yeah.
he's
You're
just saying
You
talking
feel
about.
bad for her? What do
the
you mean feel
nature,
bad for her?
I mean, I feel
ruin her
bad that
culture.
she's committing bestiality, but she'll find out the hard way.
Wait, is it
Uh,
nature or is it culture?
Tell you, dude.
all
What I
right, yeah, let's
fucking
get him
tell
out.
you.
Nigger.
What I tell you.
He's about to say it too.
Oh,
Maybe. Hey, listen, guys. Maybe I defended the wrong person. I gotta be
Yeah,
honest.
you did. Yeah, you
maybe,
completely
look, I gotta be
did.
I
honest
take
here.
back
I
what I
gotta be.
said.
Hey,
I'll take back
listen,
what I said.
I gotta be honest. Maybe I can't be so charitable.
Well, let's say this. Let's say this. Maybe when Doc says something, he knows what he's talking about. You know?
Yeah, he does. Look, I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, but you were right. I mean, no, actually, it was Stitch's idea. I'm gonna blame him.
No, don't blame me.
It
First
was
of all, that's racism.
it was you, and it's not racism. It's just like gayism.
I
But,
know. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt because I know I have certain opinions that people might consider racist, but it's not. It's like actual.
oh no!
critiques.
If you
Person
didn't hear what I was like continuing to say because he did cut me off, is that he was going off on people, so people decided to look at his page, which is now private, or he took off all his videos, and he had skinhead videos.
Hey, Stitch,
Oh.
Stitch, can I ask you a question?
Someone has
Yeah.
pictures of it, but I don't know where now.
Stitch, I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm assuming you're gay, correct?
I mean, what gave it away?
Yes.
Probably.
No.
I'm trying to look. There's no ill will here. I'm just trying to get it clarified before I ask this question.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm gay.
Okay. So, for instance, now, let's say you had to make the choice whether or not, let's say you have a son. Again, hypothetical. Let's say you have a son, and your son's going on a camping trip with another boy his age. Would you rather? This is a choice. There's no, I don't care. There's none of this. Would you rather him go on a camping trip with a gay, somebody who's openly gay, very super gay, or super gay, or just a straight, very straight male? Now,
Very
which would
straight.
you rather? Straight.
Very
Okay.
straight.
Okay. Why is that?
It's gonna get me canceled. I would say gay people. Unfortunately, I learned this the hard way, but a lot of them,
Emphasis on the
a lot of them,
hard.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
a lot of them tend to be predatory. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I do, but it's just that a lot of them tend to repeat things that have happened to them, and I don't want my child to be in that sort of situation.
Okay, so if I were, and again, I'm not being charitable to the individual, but let's say I were to replace gay with another cultural, a cultural identity, like, do you understand?
Black. He's saying black.
No. I was thinking more of a religious identity rather than a
We know what religion. I think
Muslim. But anyways, look, I can't. Oh God, I don't
Become
even
a
know.
priest
But
in this
that's
situation, man.
I actually, that's really cool, Stitch. I'm glad you answered that. And I don't know where I was going with. I do know where I was going with it. I just don't want to continue. But
Well,
I just think
to provide a more clear answer to the perspective, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to point out the deficiencies when it comes to certain demographics. And so one of those things would be, like you brought up, the Muslim community. And again, I have a lot of Muslim friends, and I hope they don't get mad at me, but I would never in my life allow my child to be alone in a situation around the Muslim community. And I hate to say that, but I think there's certain radicalizations out there that we need to protect our children from. And the same would exist in certain denominations of the Christian faith as well.
So do you have a specific faith or religion that you follow?
I've been inquiring Orthodoxy, but right now I am a Catholic.
Yes, W, Stitch.
You should.
Don't you dare leave. Don't you dare leave.
So let's say you had, again, yeah. So
Wait, so Stitch, wait. Actually, well, on that topic, really quick, Stitch, you do know both of those don't allow gay people, right?
Yes,
You
I
can't
do.
be gay.
And there's a lot of discussions around that. I would say in my situation, I mean, I don't have an answer. A lot of people ask me, well, how can you be gay and support
There is a way.
Catholicism, Orthodoxy? Well, I know
there
there's
is
a
a
way.
way.
I know the answer. I've actually talked to Andrew Wilson about this. He was like on my panel quite a while ago.
W.
Yeah, so I talked to Andrew Wilson about this. I understand like there is a way like abstinence and stuff like that. But there's a conflation too, because a lot of people like to make the argument, well, it's not really a sin unless you act on it. But I can't ignore the scientific view from my side, which is the idea that, you know, you may be influenced, and I wouldn't negate that. It may come from influence. It may come from something that happened in my life. But I can't ignore that it is something intrinsic and that it's never going away. And so I think what needs to be done is there needs to be research. There needs to be a Christian or some sort of dominational inquiry about what is actually causing this, because
there is. You know what? I'm gonna be very vague because you need to go and find this answer. Maybe I'll bring you on a panel with some Orthodox people, and I'll like talk to them about what I have learned, just to like clarify. Like, hey, I heard something about this, and then they can clarify and like have you come up. But there is an explained reason under the Orthodox view, and I believe the Catholic view holds a similar thing to it. But like I will say there is an explained thing. It's just like yeah, I don't want to go too much in because I don't have a blessing to speak about it. But no, don't become a priest. That's not a solution.
Someone said become
no.
a priest. I don't think
I think that actually might be what is wrong with the Catholics, is that like their gay men are like, oh, I'll just become a priest, and then their sins take over at some point.
Well,
that might be.
And I think that's exactly what Stitch said, where he said they're predatory. It actually perpetuates. It would perpetuate this issue, right? So if you had somebody who was afflicted with this, well, I can't speak on it initially, but if you had somebody who was having some sort of issue like this, and they rather just became a priest instead of addressing it through the proper channels, then it would, just like he said, he would rather his child go with a straight child than a gay child, because it would be more predatory. So now we have individuals who we know are predatory within a community, and that, I think, is problem with the Catholic. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I personally think EO is the way to go, but I'll leave that up to you. I'm not gonna push you one way or another, but but talk, like, if you are going to church, like you're actually inquiring, talk to a priest. Be like, hey, I just want to know, like be like so upfront with them. Be like, that you're gay and you understand that this isn't part of the Christian worldview. You just want to understand why you feel this way, and they'll tell you. I guarantee you, any priest could tell you why.
Yeah. Not only that, they won't demean. Like, they're very good at communicating in this fashion. Yeah.
Let's go for one that has like a golden cross, or like a bejeweled cross is better. Or if you see a wooden cross, that's like, you have to be like, I know wooden sounds like, not as much as gold or whatever, but like, so basically it starts, I think I could say this, it starts silver, then gold, and then bejeweled. I think when you get bejeweled, you can pick wood, actually. So maybe bejeweled or wood, but like, try to go for at least a golden cross or up. They've been in the church like longer.
Yeah. Everybody went away. I don't know where Protect went, or but I mean, it's it's crazy. I guess it's a little unfortunate, but yeah.
Stitch,
Probably why I'm excommunicated when it comes to the gay community. That's probably why.
Ever since, and like, obviously, since I'm like talking to you in like a civil manner and stuff, I have like no problem with gay people at all. Like, I think they're just indulged in sin. I've been indulged in sin before, and who's to say my sin is better or worse than someone else's? You know, it's we all have our separate issues. You know, like I would take it. I mean, I don't know exactly, but like, you know, I would say like a promiscuous gay man and a promiscuous straight man, they're dealing with the same sort of sin. It's just one's doing it with a man. Like, either way, if you continue that lifestyle, you're both going out. Like, so what the fuck does it matter? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Project, why don't you do abortion lives anymore?
I do. You want to debate, Mr. Stitch?
I do want to debate, but I'm not sure if I want to. I'm not sure if you want to, like, you know, do a abortion topic or not.
I do. I mean, definitely tomorrow resume again. I'm trying to fix that argument. I just don't know what to do.
I have a more radical view, though.
What's your radical view?
I do believe women should get, you know, the death penalty if they don't allow their children. That's just me.
How is that radical? I agree.
I don't know. A lot of the pro-life community don't agree.
Yeah, that's true. The abolitionists do agree, but there's something else.
No, even the abolitionists, bro. They were attacking me the other
yeah,
day.
abolitionists are weird.
That's weird. Usually they would get the death penalty. I thought they.
No, they were attacking me the other day. They were like, "Oh, you're just like literally just saying that I was like a woman hater."
Oh.
And I was just like, "What?" Like for saying that women should face the same consequence as what they're giving their children.
Wow, that's not the different group of abolitionists then, because the ones I know they would get the death penalty. I think.
Yeah, but even those don't like me.
Yeah, that's true. They don't like anybody. I think this gynocentric society is really getting irritating. It's like, let's just imagine in the world where men were pregnant and women weren't. I think they would give the death penalty without questions being asked.
Oh yeah, they would. You know why they don't want to give the death penalty? Because they view women as fragile.
Yes.
And the thing is, I mean, I would agree that women need to be protected, but to view women as fragile, you know, and conflate that with like not being able to have them like get some sort of accountability, I find that to be very dangerous.
Yes.
Very, very dangerous.
Let me ask you something, or let me ask them something. If it's the case that, let's say, like one of those people that are born, you know that like really skinny guy that looks like a chicken,
Yeah.
like just like screams. He's all tatted now. Like if that kind of guy comes up and like starts like pew-pewing people, like and like just because he's fragile, should we not treat him just the same as anyone else who would pew-pew somebody?
He should.
Like he's more fragile than a woman. Like I could literally take his bone and break it on my knee.
You should. I don't think. I think justice is blind. I think they should be punished. Do you think? My question to ask to that is like people like Lila Rose and Kristen Hawkins, like those big pro-lifers. You think they were saying that because they actually believe in it, or is it just to be like a political strategy?
I think it's.
Go ahead, sorry, Stitch.
I was gonna say I think it's a political strategy, but I feel like a lot of them are apologists as well. Like I was stating this in my live earlier. Like women are still gonna stick by women regardless because women are emotional creatures.
Yeah.
And so they tend to do what Charlie Kirk did, and people hate when I bring up Charlie Kirk, but I'm gonna do it. Like they're part of the problem. When you sit up here and you make women out to be these like creatures that are just being manipulated, that are just like so fragile, and so they shouldn't take any accountability, but we should educate them. You're not allowing what you preach to actually be substantiated within your practice. And what I mean by that is that how can you expect society to change if you're not implementing the policies that need to be implemented in order to curb that sort of action from even being taken place? You understand? So like I don't know how we can honestly like have women like turn around and not do this action anymore if we're not gonna actually show them why it's wrong and then provide a consequence for the people that continue to do it.
I agree.
I think that was one of my biggest contentions with Charlie Kirk is that he too was all the people on the right, basically people like Matt Walsh and people like that, like all of them believe in this victimhood mentality that women have, and I think this is annoying because this is basically the rhetoric that's been tossed around for a very, very long time. They know what they're doing. They know they're going to go to this clinic or order these pills online to unalive their child. That's the reason why they're doing this. I don't think ignorance is an excuse, anyways. I was in King Muffin's live earlier, and right before I went live, I was watching him, right? And I know King Muffin's really annoying, but his position really confused me. It's like all these women are being like, pressured, and they have no other options. Like they know what they're doing. Number one, in the consensual cases, this shouldn't be like absurd. But if you don't have money, you have no business engaging in sexual activity. I know that's going to seem controversial, but that literally was the way for like quite some time. Like, you have no business doing this action if you don't have the money to afford a child.
I don't. Yeah, I don't agree with that. But go on.
Yeah, I know it's controversial, but
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it because, like, I guess it's like a personal reason. Like, I think that if you have no plan to have a child, you shouldn't be, having sex. That's what I believe. Like, so it's like similar, but like for instance, like me, I didn't have money for my first child, but I definitely had a will to have a child. And now, like within the 2 years, actually within like the first year of her, being alive, I busted my ass so much that I became the dad that she needed, with like making the right amount of money. So I guess it's kind of
well, actually, I kind of recant my
it's still
statement.
true.
I don't mean poor people shouldn't have children. I recant my statement. I mean if you don't have the money and you don't have the desire to do it. I think those two conditions, have to be met. I think
either
they know
one of
what they're doing. Yeah, I think they know what they're doing, and there should be a punishment. I don't think ignorance is an excuse. That's my piece.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't say one or the other. I would say the desire, regardless of whether or not
desire is more.
Yeah, I would say that desire is far more important than like for instance, we didn't necessarily want to have a kid, but we understood that the actions that we were doing could end up in having a kid, and both of us were like, well, if it happens, it happens. We didn't have a lot of money, but we were both like, hey, look, if it happens, it happens. Do I want to have kids? Yes, I want to. I'm not necessarily wanting to right now. But like, so if you want, you could, I don't know. I could see what you're saying by having both, but you could have the desire to have kids and have no money, and it would be completely okay. But you could have money without the desire to have kids, and it would not be okay. You know what I mean?
Well, I think. Yeah, I'd like to change my stance on that. But go ahead. You can go first, Bertha.
No, I just think it's even in marriage you could just abstain. Like if you're in a financial rut, you could just abstain perpetually, and you can have that agreement between you and your wife, and that's perfectly fine. I understand every now and then people would say like, oh well, but sometimes you can give in. Well, I mean, either way, either you want to abstain because obviously you believe that in that circumstance you're not simply ready to have that kid due to financial circumstances. Sure, abstinence is never the problem. The problem would be to go ahead with it and then reject the consequence of doing that. That's the heart of the whole issue is, oh, I don't think I should accept the consequences for an action I willfully did. Well, that's horrendous. And that's kind of the whole apologetic against those who support abortion and defend it. They say, well, I just didn't want to have one. So if you didn't want to have a child at that point or at that moment in time, then you're just being dishonest. Because you went along with the act, obviously, and you know that you could procure children by doing so.
Yeah. No, and I agree with that. People are like, oh, it's like I didn't consent to it. Well, you could do the same thing for anything. Like, I didn't consent to getting in a car accident. Well, you know how you could never get in a car accident? Just
Never
don't.
drive the car.
Just
Yeah.
don't get in a car. So it's
Don't
like,
drive it. Don't be a passenger. Just
yeah,
walk your
yeah.
whole life.
It's, and I know it's like, well, that's not practical.
That's
Well, of
just
course,
dumb.
it's
Like, obviously, I need
it's
to get in
not
the
practical
car.
because you don't think it's okay, but the alternative is this could happen. And if you understand that this is a possibility, well, then now you accept the obligation of it being a possibility.
I think the most
Well, it's
absurd
even.
example, if I may, if the
Sorry.
most absurd example is like when you go to a casino, it's like, well, I don't consent to losing my money, right? So give me my money back, right? I think that's like ridiculous. Like I don't think any casino is going to take you seriously.
Especially when it's more likely to happen. Obviously,
Yeah,
engaging in relations, it's more likely to happen that you're going to procure a child. Just like when you, I mean, it's just the expectation. Everything you do, you know that there could either be, perceivably a net loss or a net gain. And well, I mean, if you're just going to say, well, I shouldn't have to weigh the consequences to simply dismiss them, then you're just, I mean, sadly, just being in denial.
Well, that's delusional. Like throughout what I would just even say that's ridiculous because all of our actions throughout the day, from the time we wake up, from the time we go to sleep, even sleeping, it's based on our actions. Everything is based on our actions. Whether you talk back to somebody, whether you sleep in a ditch, whether you sleep on a car, like everything is based on our actions. So you and not necessarily solely our actions, but at a certain point in time, we have accountability for our actions, and that's the time when we go, I understand what I'm doing is this, or this.
I agree.
Now,
And in
yeah.
fact, it's sad because people do that for the whole poor people thing. They're like, oh, well, you wouldn't want to be poor. It's like, right. Well, if I didn't want to be poor, you know what I could just do? I can solve that
Work.
problem
Sure.
using certain utilities or certain access to certain opportunities. I mean, if I just blow those opportunities or I just don't seek them out, I mean, what am I going to blame everyone else that I'm poor? No,
Sure.
that's absurd.
I mean, I could say, well, I could almost come back. Look, I'm not poor. I'm also very, very, very far from being wealthy. But you know what I do to battle the fact that I have some things is I work extra hours. Like,
And you
know what
also
I mean?
don't
Like I have a
spend
garden.
uselessly.
Yeah,
You
like
don't
I
spend
have a
without
garden.
purpose.
I have a garden. I buy the cheapest because I'm gonna smoke. I could quit smoking, but this is the one thing that I keep.
You grow your tobacco?
I don't because I found a place where I can buy pre-rolls super cheap. So
oh, you could start your own
Are
tobacco. If you grew
are
it, you
they
could start.
cigarettes?
If you grew
I
it,
would. It's illegal. It's illegal
It's
to.
illegal
I
to
would.
grow. It's trash.
oh, if you
See,
grew it, I don't. I'm not really tobacco. I'm not a tobacco person, obviously. But like, if you grew it, you could start your own business. Who knows? But
Well,
yeah,
it also would be technically, not to say like it's per se healthy, but
He's
it
not
would be
talking about
healthier than
tobacco.
smoking cigarettes.
oh, you're talking
but
about
also,
weed? Oh,
but
okay.
also it comes to legality things there. So like technically, I actually have an area where I could cure my own tobacco because I started to grow it, and then I found out
Oh, it is tobacco, or
it's
it's
Yeah, he
super,
said tobacco.
super illegal. Yeah, no, tobacco, you can't. Well, I'm
He's
in
not.
Australia. I'm in
No,
Australia.
no, but
So
like he thought you were talking about marijuana. That's why.
no. I mean literally tobacco. Like
Yeah,
I
because
drink,
I think that was the problem.
every
Like, yeah,
very,
it didn't
very
sound like he was
rarely.
talking about marijuana.
yeah,
No,
because he said
I'm literally
pre-rolls.
talking about my cigarettes.
No, because you can get something pre-rolled, like it's not
I mean,
strictly
you
like
just
a
you just don't
marijuana
call
cigarette.
them you just don't call cigarettes pre-rolls. You just call them cigarettes. You call.
No, well,
Well,
I think there's a distinction there because I'm in Australia and you can actually buy just loose tobacco, and usually it's
yeah.
way, way cheaper.
Oh no,
Um,
we could buy loose tobacco too. It's just I guess it's just the terminology in Australia. Like we would never call cigarettes pre-rolls. Like
No, I'm just thinking like a pack of cigarettes is just like a pre-roll. Again, this is my American terminology in a country where I'm trying to like
Fair
I
enough.
don't know. Yeah. So
Fair enough.
But really,
Light, the feeling is mutual. I know how
Fair
you
enough.
feel.
really quick to go back on the topic of like when it would be moral or immoral to have smacks. Because I do take it to be the case that having sex with your partner for like, like building your relationship is a thing.
In marriage, of course. That's what I would say.
In
I agree
marriage,
with
in
that.
marriage, in marriage.
Yeah,
And
By the way, you guys can. I don't know why you
I-
guys keep saying smacks. You could just say like relations or something. Like they're
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
answer with the
Or
same
intercourse. Just say it.
I'm just used to saying it at this point. Like,
He's used to
but
the TikTok censorship.
You just
yeah,
say
no,
intercourse.
dude.
Yeah.
I say it's not. I say grape when I mean rape. Oh shit.
Shit. I mean, I
I
can't
say
do
grape
that.
in real
I can't
life
do that.
sometimes, and I'm
My
like,
wife does
wait.
that too. My wife does
But
that.
anyways, I would take it to be the case that you can do this in marriage. So I guess like, I would say the only people that should have sex are people that are in marriage and are okay with I wouldn't call it necessarily a consequence with the possibility of having a child. Like those are the only people that should be having
Well,
intercourse.
I don't, just to clarify, I don't mean to use consequence like with a negative connotation because there could be positive consequences. And
Oh,
I
I
think
didn't
having a
even know
child
if
is
you
a
did
positive
say
one.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
consequence is just a result of an action. It's not necessarily bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still just the verb just sounds bad.
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree, but also we have to. I think that's a good stance to make, and that's the stance I mostly took. I mean, mostly.
Oh, you
obviously.
fucked like a pig when you were out when you were
No.
single.
To be fair, my wife was only like my third partner, and I was like, my mid-20s, which is very rare. So, like, I definitely could have done a lot more, but I just refrained from it because I was like, look, I could do it better myself. And personally, I don't know you, I don't like you, and that doesn't help me out. You know what I mean? It doesn't
What? You don't
do
like
anything
me?
for me.
Well, yeah. To circle back around, like I was in that live, I agree with Stitch. It's obviously not controversial. Well, I think obviously modern society would say, but like I think his viewpoint is correct. I don't think ignorance is an excuse. I get very irritated when people say ignorance or like, oh, you're brainwashed by living in a society that thinks this is okay. That's not an excuse. Like, I think we can all agree that the people during the Third Reich were brainwashed into believing the ideology, but it's not an excuse for what they did.
Exactly.
I have to be charitable here, though. If you're raised in a household full of women who say this is okay, how would you ever? And you're surrounded by individuals who say it's okay, and not only is it okay, it is actually almost the right thing to do, because if you didn't, you would be demeaned, like you would be hurting yourself, and this is what you've been taught and almost.
Well, okay.
Indoctrinated.
Let me ask you this. Is this a society that is saying this, or is this just your family?
No, that's what I'm saying, is as a societal norm, if they were to say this, yeah.
I mean, it is a
then,
societal.
Does that excuse the tribes in, like, let's say Australia that jizz all over the face of children? Does that excuse the tribes that marry off children?
Australia.
Because
Don't do
the
that.
same context applies in which they're being raised in a culture and a societal norm in which they normalize behavior that we would view as an abomination, right? So I don't think, right, that ignorance, or just because you're raised in something, that it obscures you from any of the things that you're doing that are bad. In fact, I do believe that we should intervene in Australia where this is happening. I don't care if people call it genocide or people call it colonialism. I don't give a fuck. But if you're
Papua New
jizzing
Guinea.
over the face of children,
It's
you
not
should bear the
Australia.
consequences. That's what it is.
I agree. I think I agree. I think that's what we should intervene in those cultures.
But what I'm saying is those individuals who, if they never spoke, if they never heard that it was wrong, you can't come up to them and be like, put to death, because it's wrong, and this is
If
what I
they're
say.
raping children, and marrying off children, and then jizzing the face over young men to bring them into adulthood, I think it's perfectly fine.
Sure,
I think once you say, "Hey, you can't do this anymore," and then they continue to do it, then
Well,
after they continue to do it, then absolutely.
that would be the stipulation, as at the point where you say, "Guess what, guys? This is not okay."
Well,
Like,
nobody's saying to preemptively unalive women. What we're saying is that we should make it illegal, right? And if they do it after it's already illegal, then yes, I think it's perfectly fine. Why
right,
wouldn't
and
it?
I'm actually, to be fair, I'm okay with that because I think it's one of the most egregious things that has happened to the entirety of the world. Like the population of the world has been completely ruined.
Millions.
Yeah, and in the name of healthcare and women's rights, it should be completely eradicated. I do think you take a life intentionally. I do think you forfeit your own. I think that's justice. It's me.
Well, this is the standard. This is the standard that we use throughout everything else in society.
Yeah.
Like if you take a life, maybe your life doesn't get ended, but you get put away so that you can't
For
do
life.
this to somebody
Yeah,
else.
for life.
Should be for life. Should be at least
And
minimum.
for some reason on this side, it's celebrated. Not with people that I know, but it is celebrated throughout the individuals that I would just say fucking dirty feminist, but it is celebrated. Like they celebrate the fact that you have done this. They find it as some weird fucking thing.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good. They ritualize it.
It's their religion.
It's a coming up to them.
It's their religion. It's their sacraments.
Yeah.
They're their own gods in their religion. That's why, like a lot of these people, they're like some of them are secular Satanists, right? They don't actually worship the. Yeah, they don't actually worship the devil, but like the devil is like their mascot because it's self worship. Like you are God, and you literally have the ability, the divine right to kill another human being. It's their religion.
Yeah, and in that case, and in the case of those individuals, yeah, give me my shield, give me my horse, and let's reinstitute the Crusades. I will die on that cross every day.
Forget the shield. I'd be more than happy to die as long as I'm fighting that wickedness.
Yeah,
because that is, well, it's literally the worst thing you can do for. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it's the worst thing you can do. Like it's just the mindless ending of life because of personal. I can't even contemplate.
Just imagine they're like, oh, look what colonialism did. Look how many look how many lives that ended. It's like,
yeah.
And abortions then did 10 times more than that.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not the same thing. It's like,
It's
you're right,
a
it's not.
zygote, but it's a zygote. It's not a
Yeah,
life.
it's a zygote.
When this
It's
conception
a fetus.
began,
It's
this
a
is
fetus. It's like, well, what's a fetus, lady? What do you call that thing? What's its genetic biological nature? Is it bacteria? No. It's not just a clump of cells. I mean, you're also a clump of cells. Like that's not a category of being. It's not a category of what it is. You just calling it the biological state that it currently exists in doesn't tell me anything about it.
Well, that's a great point, and because that's exactly what they do—a clump of cells, which again, yeah, beautiful.
It's a clump of cells. It's like, wow, just a random clump of cells has the biological and genetic DNA to comprehend that it needs to go through a prolonged stage of formation within a woman's womb to develop into a fully fledged human being. Wow, a clump of cells does that? No.
Yeah, whenever they say that phrase, this prompt perfectly represents that phrase. I have no idea who came up with that phrase. I think it was from Planned Parenthood.
It's really just script. That's all it is. It's just a script. I mean, they went to their gender studies at college where they wasted like $10,000 on the class. Now they think they're experts in biology and in any aspect of the medical field. You're not. I know you want to be, but you're not.
It's scary because it's not just public schools. Because I've been going to Catholic schools, my Catholic university for my whole life. It's infiltrated. It's happening in those schools as well. Um, it's only Catholic by name.
That's
Because
exactly what it is.
yeah, because look, if money is on the line, they're gonna throw out their beliefs any day of the
You
week.
know that what is it back then? Like the
Yeah,
40, like from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, like you weren't allowed to attend those universities unless you actually were a Catholic. Now anybody can go there.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you know what I find interesting, like, and this is just anecdotal, um, because I
No,
have both.
that's perfectly fine. It can be anecdotal. I mean, morality is
Yeah,
subjective. All
well,
of experience is subjective.
it's
So
purely
yeah.
anecdotal. So when we went to, again, I live in Australia. It was an introduction day because my kids were going to go to the school, and instead of the kids showing up, it was me and my wife, and the principal was like, "Where are the kids?" And we were like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
no,
didn't
no,
like
no."
that.
And we were like, no, this isn't about the kids. We were wondering what what does the school think on this, and this? And they said, oh, we don't believe in this. We don't. And we live in a smaller
Liars.
country town, and
Total
they were
liars.
like, they were dumbfounded by the fact that we didn't show up with the kids, and we were kind of just talking to them. And I would say, yes, they are liars. And here's the very interesting thing is both sons, well, my second son is just now, he's the youngest, he's just now going into school, so I can't really use him. But my eldest, he's in school, and he looks at it as if it was a joke. But I see the tendencies of feminism, and I know that this sounds like somebody could just be like, well, what are the tendencies of feminism, blah, but you can see, like, you could just see it in the way that she acts. But my son
Narcissistic.
has literally
Yeah.
no response. My son has literally no, and he almost makes a joke out of it. But my daughter, I could see her falling into it. She's
Yeah.
super emotional over certain things that don't make sense to me. And I'm like, why is this causing so much emotion in you? And she's just like, well, it's because and then I talk to my son, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, why? To be fair, he's 12, and he's a bit of an asshole, which most males at 12 are. And I'm just like, what's going on? He's like, well, she's with all her fucking friends, and they're just all shitty fucking friends. So it may not be necessarily in the curriculum, but it's within the society.
I
So
agree.
I find
I agree.
that
I know
males,
exactly how you feel.
just the idea that I'm here, like, with my son, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up, don't be a little cunt. And I can't say that
Maybe
to
you
my,
shouldn't call him that. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't call him that.
well, in Australia it's a bit different. Like, that's like, hey, how you going? You know what I mean?
Well, I live here. I know how it's a little.
Yeah, I call him
I
a
don't
cunt.
do that.
I
don't
don't
do that.
necessarily call him a cunt unless he's being one, but yeah. So I call you
Yeah,
a
see
cunt.
you. Yeah, you just call him a casual. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, just a casual, like, don't be a cunt, dude. Let's go. Hop in you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, hey, you little
I mean, I don't necessarily see what's like wrong with it. I mean, obviously, like if he's like calling it like, he's not saying like it
Well,
like
it would be like
derogatory
me
in
calling
a
an asshole.
sense.
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, don't be an
Very
asshole.
it's the same. Like, hey, like if my son comes out and he's just like bitching to me, and I'm like, hey, dude, shut the fuck up. Don't be like, what are you doing bitching to me? Like, get in the ute, dude. Let's go pick up some rocks. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I find it more prevalent in my daughter than my son, and they're both in the same school. But I find this. I wouldn't even call it. How do you describe? I would say it's an ideology. She's more
It is.
prevalent to the ideology, and I can see her. I can literally see her actions and her attitude more leaning towards this ideology of like me, what I want,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
I
okay
know
for
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm gonna whine because I'm gonna be upset because it hurts my feelings. And versus my son, who's just like, I just kind of want to hit people. Like, and maybe that's boy versus girl, I don't know. But I think it's easier for women to be Nah, that's gonna fucking get clipped somewhere. It's
So,
easier
so
for
men
women
are
to
not
it's
fall.
true. It's
It's easier
biological
for women
truth.
to fall into a certain ideology than men, because men, like, we just don't give a, like, at some point in our age, we're just like, who give fuck you?
Well, because
Like,
women are group thing. That's what you mean. I think they're more group.
oh
thinking.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh
they do have that
that's
group
what, yeah.
mentality. It's I got to be like everybody else because if I'm not like them, they won't like me. It's like, who
Yes,
gives
yes.
a
Okay,
shit?
that well put, better put. Yeah, thank you.
It's yeah,
No,
that's the group
I mean, I'll be the one.
mentality.
I'll be the one to say
My
it.
daughter acts like that too. It's
I just
absurd.
think
It's
women
like,
are more emotional than men, and men are more logical. And since men tend to be more logical, they seem to be like, why does this even matter? Because they're looking at a logical point of view. Well, since they're more emotional, if they feel a certain way, they'll act off of that emotion.
well, not even just that, is that men also have a higher proclivity to stand out, to be unique, to not be like others. It's like, why would I want to be like them, dude? I know that honestly, if I do certain things, I mean, perceivably, I'm better than them. I do things better than them. I'm smarter than them. I apply myself more accurately than them. Whereas women are just like, I could be that, but it's just easier to just agree with everyone
I think
else.
Stitch is itching for a conversation. We have somebody who was here yesterday, or Mac is. I'm not sure.
I mean, we pretty much all agree
Anyone willing
around.
to defend? Anyone willing to defend or affirm a proposition?
Yeah, proposition. Mac is gay. The premises are going to be P1. Mac is gay. Conclusion: Mac is gay. It's going to be a one premise argument. That's fine.
This nigga.
Okay, prove it.
I'm dead.
Hey,
The
Mac, is that true?
supplementary argument.
Dude, you could have made that. You could have done that so much better. You could just have premise
Hey,
one.
grabbing on the dirty.
Mac, is that
Mac
true?
likes men. Premise two. If Mac likes men, this would mean that he is gay. Conclusion: Mac likes men. This would mean he is gay.
No, he could be
Yes.
She been
bisexual.
smacking on the booty. She said, I got too many of those.
It's taken to be the case
She
that
said, I got
bisexuals are
too
just
many
gays.
of those. But she twerk.
I don't take it to be that
But she
case at
twerk.
all.
Hey,
But
Mac,
she
is that
twerk.
actually true?
What?
You like sausage?
Jesus.
No, but apparently BTA does.
Hey, I am a grown married man, and I have
You're
been.
grown.
Actually,
You're married to a man, brother.
facts. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Hey, don't talk about my wife like that, Mac. No,
You
I'm
mean
just
her
kidding.
husband?
Her dick is probably bigger than yours, bro.
Oh, it probably fucking is, bro. She probably got that shit hot.
That's gross.
Stop being a transphobe and come suck this dick.
Jesus
Okay, enough,
Christ.
Mac. Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, no,
Hey,
it's
big
not
labia
necessary.
matters, bro. Big labia matters.
No, but really
Hey,
quick,
man.
I was on a panel with Hector French, and there's like these gay people, and like Hector was kind of trying to troll, so I went on as a gay guy, and basically I said I had like three propositions that like bi people are just really really horny people and they just want to fuck something. Gay people, if they're like super super flamboyant, there's a great probability that they're actually just closeted heterosexuals. What was the other one?
What the fuck?
And then and bisexual women just want to be popular, or or lesbian women just want to be popular, or something like that.
Incredible.
It was fucking hilarious. They were actually like looking deep into
I gotta stay up for like
closeted
another 2 hours.
heterosexuals.
Do you guys like this picture?
I gotta stay up for like another 2 hours of my food digest.
Who?
Y'all
What?
love this picture.
Wait, did you say? Wait, did you say sausages will digest in your stomach?
No, nigga.
Yes, that's what he said. But no, that's actually a really smart idea, Mac. I don't do that sometimes, and I hate myself for it every single
No,
time.
I just ate some carne asada nachos, man.
Yeah, I think Mac is really sus when you think about it.
Mac, you said it wrong. It's carne asada, dude.
Carne asada, fool.
Harder, bro.
It's carne asada, fool.
No, it's carne
Hey,
asada,
fool.
dude.
Hey, fool. Hey. You keep it pronounced like that, fool. I'm gonna go get my Vato Loco on you, man.
Hey, if you keep fucking like saying that, dude, I'm gonna deport you, dude.
Hey,
Sounds
fool.
like
Hey, you
Tyler
can't
if he
deport
was
me.
Mexican.
Hey, that's it. You can't deport me. I'm from Mecca, fool.
Yeah,
America,
that's exactly. Oh, perfect. Hey, let me jingle in my glass a little bit. You'll hear the sound of ice and start running.
Wow.
You're something
That's-
else.
I'm saying, you know what? I'm saying that joke at work today.
Dead as fuck right now.
Wait, is that a new prompt?
I'm so cold.
Yeah.
It's cold as shit in here.
Yeah, it's gonna be no.
No. I think you should redact that. Not Christian. There's no such thing as a Christian God. It's just God.
Well, not
Attaching
only.
labels to it.
Well, even if. Oh, well. I was gonna say God doesn't grant rights; He grants conditions. So it's just obligations that we should abide by that offer like protections.
Yeah, no. I think like when people say things like Christian God, I find them to be goofy because like God doesn't have titles. He's just God himself, the creator of all things. Like you're attaching your religious dogma unto his identity, which doesn't follow. Because your religion is just going to be an abstract idea of who you think that God is, necessarily.
Right, but we could also look at what is a right, and a right would be, absent duty. So God doesn't give you anything absent duty. There is a duty to God. So
Yeah, and that duty is you obey him. If you don't, well, you're cursed.
yeah, well, yeah.
Wait, do you think rights come by fulfilling those duties, like the Ten Commandments?
Wait, that is not true. Well, God gives you free will. You don't have to do anything about it. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I don't negate the proposition that God gives free will, but in regards to rights in of himself, rights are just going to be sort of instantiation that posits an individual. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I would just factually disagree with that. God is like, hey, dude, it's not okay to go unalive people, and if you went and unalive people, God's gonna be like, yeah, not cool, bro. Like that. I literally told you it's not okay to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree in the sense that, yeah, God gives rights to people, like he's the one by which created them. But like, if you're talking about rights in and of themselves, I don't think rights are axiomatic because rights can change and they can be afforded or taken away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but wait, what do you mean God gives rights? What is a right when you're talking about?
Your rights are some sort of like moral entitlements.
Well, the thing I was going to ask, as far as horribly interrupted, is like, do you think these rights exist when the obligations are fulfilled, like the Ten Commandments?
Well, I take it to be the case even if the obligation themselves aren't fulfilled. Well, God gives us the rights, quote unquote, to have free will and to choose what it is for ourselves. Now, in regards to the Ten Commandments, if we obey them, we're going to be blessed. But that doesn't mean the person themselves doesn't have the rights that God posited for them. That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, but that would be a condition. That would be a condition of the right. Like you don't just get the right. There's a
different types
condition.
of rights. So you have positive and negative rights. Negative rights are things by which a person, like, you don't have a right to unalive or grape someone, right? But you have positive rights, which are pragmatic things like rights to vote, rights to own cars, and all that shit.
Yeah, but God doesn't give you that. Society would give you that.
Well, I would
Of course,
say
that's why they're
positive.
called positive. That's why they're called positive rights.
Well, I would say they would be
That's
different.
not God then. But that's not God then.
Negative rights can't necessarily be taken or given to you. They're just something you have in and of itself.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, I don't see these as rights. They're just privileges. Because I mean, it's just antithetical to what we deem rights to be. Like this idea that we have a right to vote. Have a right to vote, right? It could all be taken away. It's all backed up by force, and so it's just like it's sort of like a semantical thing that we do oftentimes, just for the benefit of society, and it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't think rights exist absent duty. So I don't
Do
think
y'all
rights
want a
exist.
gummy bear?
No, quiet.
It's a gummy bear.
Quiet. But yeah, I would
Why am
agree.
I so cold in this house, man? What the hell is going on, bro?
I don't know, cuz. I don't know.
Anyways,
Keep all the Mexicans
I
out.
would agree with that. Rights don't exist absent duty. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh my god, do I say something inappropriate? No, I'm not.
No, don't do that.
Just asking people
Anyways.
if somebody wants a gummy bear, no, but I'll give you this gummy worm. Fuck.
You mean a gummy worm?
okay, bye.
Hey, silence up there. Timu Selena, silence. Silence. Shh.
Oh, bitch, I know you're not
Hey,
talking.
hey, we're having a philosophical conversation about rights, about duties, and about laws. Hey, way to go with the fucking gummy bear comment.
Yeah, she's very unhinged. She needs to lay off the devil's lettuce. Anywho, back to what we were talking about.
You know what you need to lay off of? The Romans.
Silence.
Eat my ass.
Silence. Anywho, back to the adults.
No.
Adults are talking. So, yeah, I would agree.
We all know Protect is getting banged by the Romans, bro.
No, I wouldn't
You
say
guys
that.
know protects profile pictures, the off-brand version of Daniel Tiger.
Yeah,
No, it's
Protect
not.
is getting gang banged.
Yes,
Protect
it
is
is.
getting banged.
I don't know
Protect
if
is
y'all
getting
know this,
engaged,
I'm
but
right?
married,
He's getting
bro.
a
I'm
Protect,
gangbang.
married. I'm married,
Protect
bro.
likes to get pegged.
I'm married, bro.
How
Something
much you
like
want to bet if Protect was born in like first century AD, like he'd be getting down with all the Roman soldiers.
Or he would have been
no.
getting dick down.
I'm
Oh
married,
yeah, for
bro.
sure, bro. He'd
Like
be
I
having a good.
guarantee
He'd be like,
you,
oh, Roman son. Oh, I have a centurion. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
99.8%
Don't
of
arrest
most
me.
people would just go along with whatever's being done,
Anyways,
regardless.
do y'all want a gummy
Like
bear?
Protect will
No.
willingly bend over for a Roman
Are you
I
soldier.
guys
wasn't asking you,
Nice gummy
Mikey.
worm.
Yeah, keep talking. Anyways, back to what you were saying. So before I was horribly interrupted again. Yeah.
Shut up, monkey.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Hi, friend.
Yeah, that's it. Go back. Go to section 8. Yeah, no gummy bears for you. All right. Anybody else?
I remember a couple years ago I tried a gummy bear, but it wasn't like the normal one. It was an adult gummy bear, and I was out of my mind, bro.
Oh wow. All right, wait, you're only out of your mind back then. I think you're still out of your mind now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I am a little crazy, but I mean, like I was, under the influence.
A little. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I am a little crazy. I will admit that.
Yeah. Anybody
Psycho one.
else? Anybody else? You should be on Jubilee. I can't wait for you to be on Jubilee.
I want to do like one, like me versus like 20 Christians. Watch me belt them.
Yeah. I want to see that.
I want to do one about racism.
Wait, what are you gonna belt? What are you gonna belt? What are you gonna belt the Christians on?
Yeah, the Trinity is also a metaphysical commitment in history of the Bible.
If you were on there, what would be your claims that you would make?
Yeah, first claim I'll make is Jesus is not God. Second claim is Bible has numerous contradictions, and we have theological scripts to prove this and historical data. So, like either way, my position is defensible 100%.
All right, I want to see that.
Bulletproof.
I want to see
I
sticks
debate
on there.
Christians all the time, like they're unable to defend the proposition.
Yeah.
Okay, so if let's say I'm an idiot, which I am, prove that Jesus is not God.
Yeah, so like obviously God is going to be an entity by which has his own set of properties that make him distinct from his creation. God is an entity by which isn't bound by time or things by which he instantiated. So if it's truly the case we have an entity by which is a contingent, obviously contingent beings can fail to exist. So we have a being that can fail to exist. Obviously they don't have the essential properties of God because God is a necessary being. So even if you take it to be the case that Jesus has shared natures or perhaps ontology with God, that still wouldn't entail that he is God himself because he's has his own set of properties. And the reason I say if, because I'm just granted that if the person believes that to be the case, but metaphysically that doesn't make any sense, and that also violates like one of the laws of logic.
Okay, so define. Hold on. So we're saying that because God is out of time, out of our understanding of existence. Now, is there any particular individual who is also out of time and out of our understanding of existence that we know?
No, it's only God.
No, it would also be another individual, correct?
No. The other individual is contingent. The other individual, no, because the other individual is contingent to exist. So contingency means that it can fail to exist, or there's a predication there. So the predication is God. So if God doesn't exist, being the necessary being, well, the contingent being doesn't exist either, because they rely off the volition of another to in order to be instantiated.
So you're saying that God doesn't exist?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if it's a case that God doesn't exist, then neither would the contingent being.
Right. Well. Again, so we can assume. So you would have to now disprove God existence because let's say Jesus is the contingent. You would have to disprove God in order for the contingent to not also exist. Right.
It's kind of a non sequitur position because what I'm trying to represent here is that God is the entity by which creates things. Right. So God has his own essence and he has sets of attributes. The attributes are generated from the will. And we take it to be the case that will is going to be part, not part, but it's inseparable from God's essence. Like the will is the essence. So the attributes are things like mercy, love, grace, forgiveness, and the word, right? All these sorts of things are going to be generated from God's attributes. And the attributes are going to be predicated off of the will, and the will itself is going to be the set of properties that make God what he is. So if God doesn't have the essential properties of having will, well, he isn't God anymore. And if he doesn't have the properties of being, uncontingent, well, he truly isn't God, because God is the entity by which doesn't rely off the volition of another to exist. He is self-sufficient on his own, from always ever.
Okay, so that would be the assumption that Jesus could not exist without other individuals.
Well, no, I'm saying, well, not other individuals, plurality, other individuals in regard to singularity, such that God exists. So if God doesn't exist, then neither would Jesus. And we have multiple attestations in scripture to prove this, and even early church father understanding.
Wait, okay. Maybe I've missed something here. If God doesn't exist, then Jesus doesn't exist. But we're
Yes, fundamentally, yes. If God doesn't exist, neither would Christ, fundamentally.
okay. So in order for you to disprove Jesus, then or Christ, then you would have to disprove God, or no?
No, no, no. So what I'm getting at here is that here's the thing. In Islam, we believe Christ is a Messiah. We believe he's a chosen messenger of God and a prophet. We just don't associate him in regards to the essence of God, because the essence of God is sets of intrinsic properties that make him what he is. So the intrinsic properties of God are things by which are eternal, uncreated, uncontingent, and all powerful. So if we have another being, right, that can fail to exist, or perhaps doesn't have the same set of properties that make him God, well, they'll just have their own set of properties that make them distinct from the one by which doesn't have beginning or end, which will separate them numerically and also from identity.
But only from our understanding of reality, though, not from the understanding that this individual was also in and out of this reality as we understand it, far beyond our understanding of this reality. So that's a complete, like, does that make sense? Like
Not
this
really. I'm not
individual was
following.
born. This individual was alive and then unalived and then alive again.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like a major jump from the position. Even if I were to grant the fact that he was alive, then unalive, then alive again, that still doesn't negate the proposition that there's a necessary being that exists, which has his own set of properties. So
Yeah, but then
I
again,
think a lot of people are confused on the difference between nature and essence. Nature is just the order of operation. I'll give an example. You and I have the same nature because we're humans. We have, 10 fingers, 10 toes, we have whatever else, right? Those are things by which are indicative of us because of our ontology. However, the thing that makes us numerically distinct persons is the essence. Okay, so the essence is the mind, and the mind is a predication of the soul, or you can say an emergent property of the soul. So the soul is a thing by which is eternal that can either be created or uncreated. But since we're theists, we take it to be the case that the soul a person has is a created thing by which God instantiated, right? So in this sense, everybody has their own set of properties. You and I are fundamentally two different people. We have our own thoughts, our own minds, etc. And these things are going to be relational to the soul. So that's the reason that everybody on this earth has their own set of essential properties that make them what they are or who they are. That's why you are not me and I'm not you, and the host isn't neither one of us. But we all share the same sort of, order of operation, such that we're human beings. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, but I look, dude, I'm dumb. To be honest with you, I'm super dumb.
Don't
But
say
how?
that, man. Don't say that, man. Don't say that.
Yeah, well, I would say I'm ignorant on most things. I'm ignorant, and that's okay. I'm okay with being ignorant about things. So I can call myself dumb, but when I say dumb, it doesn't mean I don't think I lack the ability. I just think I lack the understanding, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is, like, the essence, that's where I'm getting to, is the essence of being. So we could look at, for instance, trees and life on earth, and that in itself would be God, an example of God.
No, that'd just be a demonstration of God's created things. That doesn't really mean that those sorts of things are God himself, because as theists, whether if you're a Jew, a Christian, or Muslim, we take it that God exists outside of his creation. Now, of course, the Spirit of God can dwell within things by which he, wills. And the Spirit of God is just going to be a creature, or perhaps a being that he generated from his attributes, right? But God in and of himself exists outside of his creation.
Sure. So you're saying a being cannot live inside the creation and also be the creator.
Yeah, because that violates the rule of non-contradiction. One cannot be a creator and be created at the same time.
I don't necessarily.
It's like I'm a father, but not a father. There can only be one or the other. I am a father, right? Even if my son ceases to exist, I will still be a father in the Lutheranic sense because I'm the one who begotten him. I'm the one who generated him. So I would still have the role of a father. It's just as absent, right, of a being that's able to have that relation. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I mean,
Well,
that
I'm still a father, even if like say my son ceases to exist, or perhaps let's say if I die, right? I'm still going to be a father in a sense. Not maybe not physically, but in a sense to where I created life. So I would still
yeah,
be technically a father.
yeah,
That role will never diminish from me.
but regardless of whether or not, so for instance, if you are a father and your son is a son and you no longer exist, your son is still the son to a father.
Yes, yeah,
So
fundamentally,
your
he will
son's
still be a
still.
son. It's just there's an absence of a being that's able to have that relation with them, right? So if I cease to exist, my son would still have a father. I'm just not physically present to
Yeah,
be here with them.
but that relation is only in our understanding of the material existence of what of reality. That is beyond the scope of necessary understanding for the mind of God and for the being of God. If that's silly, I don't. Yeah, okay.
No, you're fine, man. I mean, I definitely understand like what you're saying here. The point that I'm trying to make is this, right? So the reason in Islam we go by Tawheed. Tawheed is strict monotheism. We believe God is just by himself. We don't believe he has any other partners. A lot of Christians believe God is triune. We reject that because we just break it down metaphysically. And we also distinguish the difference between him and his creation. So some Christians try to make the argument that Jesus is not a created being, but we have multiple attestations in scripture that prove this, and even early church fathers like Justin Martyr, Tertullian, Polycarp even acknowledged that Christ was a lesser God and a lesser being, and he relied off the substance of another being in order to do the things he did. So if you
Well,
have
that's
one
not
being,
fair because these would be heretics, you know?
no, I'm not talking. Justin Martyr and Tertullian are not heretics.
I mean, they
They're
would have
definitely not.
heretical beliefs then.
They're definitely not heretics, bro. They're definitely not heretics. Now, Arius was a heretic. You had a couple others, but the vast majority of early church fathers were very much in line with each other's beliefs. But even in the regards to the beliefs they had, were pretty much, like related to each other in a sense. Because Justin Martyr, Tertullian, Polycarp, they all had like very similar ideas in regards to Christ. Like, and just so we're clear, they believe Jesus was God. Don't get me wrong there, but they believe he was a lesser God. They said Jesus had his substance alien from the Father, and he's a being that can fail to exist. Those are writings by many church fathers, and they believed in the Trinity, but they were subordinate Christians. See, modern Christians say Christ is equal to God, but according to early church fathers, they said Jesus was lesser than God in every sense. So there's
Those
a
were
major
all early
difference.
church fathers, and like the consensus was that they were equal.
Well, no. The problem is modern Christians have attributed equality between Christ and God, but the early church fathers rejected that.
When was this?
It was only until the 381 AD where the Trinitarian doctrine itself was formally accepted by the church.
Well,
Before then,
yeah, formally, but I mean, we all know that this kind of stuff takes time. Like, for instance, like the Catholic ideology was like implemented really in like 700s or 600s or something like that, but didn't really flourish and separate till 1054. And
yeah,
like you,
because
you would,
I know the Catholic Church is a lot older than that. Like the Catholic Church started around like 33, 35 AD. They're pretty much like the oldest church next to Orthodoxy, and then Catholicism
no,
split off into its own.
I'm saying no, they were like pretty much in agreement. Like there were like separate, but, like the actual like what makes a Catholic, like when they actually like started splitting off and really disagreeing, I believe was like either 650 or
Yeah, that's when
750
Catholics
something.
became a schism. So like Catholics are
Yeah.
not really considered heretical by Orthodox Christians. They're considered like a schism. Like they're still related to us in a sense, but they kind of like put it like this. Catholics and Orthodox Christians are like cousins, right?
Well, they would
They
just
hang
say that
out
they're
every once
wrong.
in a while, but they're not really like cool like that. Protestants are like the stepchild that nobody ever wants to fuck with. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I agree with that, but they would just say that like each other are wrong. Like what I would say this with like the early church fathers is just that like some of them were just like wrong, and like yeah, some of them had beliefs because they were all interpreting, like
here's the
their
problem though.
teachers,
I'm not
but
gonna make the argument that they were wrong or right, but my problem is this. If the Orthodox Christians take it to be the case that these church fathers are people by which they get authority from. I find it to be very disingenuous to appeal to them when it's beneficial and then not appeal to them when they feel as if their teachings don't align with their belief systems. And I'm not saying you believe that, but I've noticed this with a lot of Orthodox Christians because I've debated like hundreds of them in the past month or so. They always want to hold the church fathers when it comes to proving their point of view, but when it comes down to contradicting their entire premise or whatever the case might be, then they'd be like, oh, well, church fathers are infallible. It's like, okay, that's fine. But why are you being selective? Why is it that you only listen to them when it pertains to your belief system? But
Well,
then
correct me if
if
I'm
they
wrong.
contradict you, you know what I mean?
Correct me if I'm wrong. If Jesus built the church and said it was going to be infallible, right? That's what he said.
Yeah, the church would
If,
be
but
infallible, not
if
the
that
people.
church, if that church was the Orthodox Church, this would
Yeah,
mean
Catholic.
that the
Don't forget about
consensus.
Catholics are also old too. They go back pretty far.
I know they go by it, but like, I mean, like, I'm just gonna take it from like a Orthodox point of view, is that like, they split off, so like they would be two separate churches. So I'm saying if it was the case that the Orthodox was this church, this would mean that this is the church that is infallible, and that would mean that whatever teachings that they would uphold would be the true teachings.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is most of the church fathers were in line with the true teachings of the Orthodoxy. And that's when Orthodoxy, Orthodox Christianity always existed, but I'm saying like the Trinitarian doctrine was then accepted by the church later in time.
Well, like it wasn't like 100%, but like I couldn't give you like a percentage, but like they came to the consensus like relatively quick. I mean, like would you say like 380? I
Well,
mean,
I wouldn't say it was quick
like
because like there was like a
three.
bunch of disputes in the second and third century, and even like the Nicene
Well,
Creed
the three, but like
325.
like 380 is when they actually got like
Yeah,
organized.
yeah. No, what I'm saying is that from the mid to late second century, all the way to like the early third century, there were like tons of arguments, debates, and stuff. Like in the Nicene Creed of
Yeah,
325, there was
I
like
mean that happens in
major.
many religions. I mean that happens
Yeah,
in
like
Islam. That happens.
the way some of these church fathers was talking to each other. He's like, damn, these niggas finna squabble. You know what I mean? Like they will, it
Oh,
sound
yeah,
like
for
they was finna
sure.
fight.
Yeah, like you would be so shocked to hear monks arguing. They get heated.
Hey, look,
Like,
check this out. I bet y'all, you bitch ass nigga. God, you know what I'm saying?
blasphemy.
Blasphemy, you bitch ass nigga.
Oh, yeah, straight up. But like, what's that called? Yeah, but if it is the case that like if Jesus gave us an infallible church and this church is the Orthodox Church, this would mean that the Orthodox Church, whatever teachings that they would come to a conclusion for, this would be the true teachings. And like same thing if like I'll even say if the Catholics were the true church, this would be the same thing. Like they couldn't
I
what's it
feel
called?
like
They
the only
wouldn't be
two
wrong.
churches. I feel like the only true church in today's time are Orthodoxy.
I mean, I hold that stance, but I mean, like, I don't think, and by saying that, I don't think that other people can't be saved or anything like that. But like, as far as like I've seen in my research, like this would just hold true.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
not
seems
anything
like the
against
most
Catholics. I
likely.
mean, like I like Catholics a lot better than Protestants. But the point I'm making is that I feel as if the original church is the Orthodoxy. I think they're the only real well, Catholics are apostolic as well. I can't exclude them, but I feel like Orthodoxy is like the true church. You know what I mean?
I can see how they can claim it, but like, they definitely like veered off. While Orthodox, like, it seems like they stayed more true. And like, I can point out how they veered off. I mean, like, we had 8, I think, ecumenical councils. They had like fucking 50 or something like that. Like.
Yeah, and my main thing is this: like, I think a lot of Protestants are genuinely confused about like Orthodoxy. Like, they believe Orthodox Christians pray to 12 saints. Sorry, they worship 12 saints. No, they don't worship 12 saints. They pray to them because they venerate them, and they believe that they get intercession. Now, I don't believe that to be true. I kind of reject that. Honestly, I think it's kind of silly to pray to dead people to get intercession from God if God's all knowing. But that I'm not going to let someone else straw man their worldview. Orthodox Christians don't
I
worship
appreciate
Mary nor
that.
the saints. They pray to them because it's veneration, and they believe the saints answer their prayers and get them to God. That's their belief. But Protestants, like, oh, they worship Mary, they worship saints. Like, bro, shut up. You don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
it's a very much a respect thing too, because like, well, I shouldn't be talking about it actually, but it's a respect thing.
I'm gonna say something and then go to bed. But like the saints are not dead, technically.
Yeah, because they're forever alive
Yeah,
and
I mean
eternal
physically
life.
they are, but it's like even if we go look at the Bible, for instance, and I feel like this is kind of like a big issue for Orthodox Christians. There are multiple attestations in the Bible that say the dead know nothing and hear nothing. So it's like if we have dead people, by which like whatever, I don't see how they can intercess between me and God if God's all knowing. Like, isn't it the case that God will hear and know all prayers? Well, we would agree. So why am I asking an individual who, you know what I mean, like who doesn't have the power of God? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Definitely will explain it.
And I
Some
mean
other.
no disrespect, but I'm just saying like it's kind of to me, it's like it doesn't make sense to pray to someone when I can just pray to God alone and God hears everything if He's all knowing. Like when you say God's all knowing, but yet I'm praying to people to get intercession, it's kind of like saying God really isn't all knowing nor is He all powerful because I have to rely off someone who isn't here anymore to hear the prayer and give it to God. Like to me, that doesn't seem very intuitive. You know what I mean? And I mean no disrespect at all. I love Orthodox Christians, but to me, it just doesn't seem the way to go. You know?
So if I can just, so it would be something like, look, you may not understand this, but you would understand this. So right, so an individual who necessarily has the connection with you may be more of you may be able to connect with that particular line of which I don't even like that. I don't even like the way I said that, but it is the idea that it is a easier connection, which I don't even necessarily like that, so I'm going to stop myself there. But yeah.
Well, I'm gonna end.
Extremely good faith. By the way, Light, I don't know if you recognize me. This is Get Scarred.
Yeah, the thing with I'm just gonna break it down really quick for the whole sentence. Like when Islam, it's very simple. We just pray to God alone. That's it. Now, we believe in all the prophets. We believe in Jesus. In fact, um, Jesus is actually kind of like the centralized person in our faith in a sense because he's the Messiah and the chosen messenger of God. We just don't associate with God in regards to their essence, but we have major respect for Jesus. We just don't pray to him. The only individual we pray to in Islam is just God alone. We have five prayers every day that call salats, and we have personal dua prayers and stuff. But every time we pray, we wash ourselves with water or soap, just to make ourselves clean because we're very strict. Yeah, we're very strict monotheist,
Fair enough.
Yeah, Muhammad is a prophet of us.
Okay, so he's a prophet, but he's what, on the same level of Jesus, or
No. Yeah, no. So like when Muslims say like he's the best example, they mean in regards to the last prophet. Because I, as a Muslim, would say in regards to all who's the best example, I think Jesus is by far the best example of humanity. I mean, he's a Messiah. He was born of a virgin mother from a miraculous birth. Like you can't get no better than that. I just believe Muhammad is the last prophet, and I'll tell you why. The reason I take it to be the case Muhammad is the last prophet because he fits the criteria to be one. And we have a test for this in Deuteronomy 18:20-22. It says, anyone who says things in the name of the Lord and they don't come true or come to pass, they are a false prophet. But according to Muhammad, everything in which came out of his mouth transpired in reality. Even non-Islamic sources confirmed his prophecies to be true. So he already fits the criteria. The second criteria fits is a prophet has to they have to have a good moral character. Well, Muhammad was a very humble, soft-spoken man. All the stuff you hear about him being a warlord is just by Islamophobes. No historical evidence confirms that to be true. Like, yes, he did engage in war. Yes, he killed people and stuff when they were trying to persecute him. Because Muhammad did not live around good people. He lived around a bunch of pagans and idolaters that used to sacrifice babies to false gods. So you have to look at the type of individuals he was dealing with during his lifetime. So he wasn't a warlord. He never started any battles with people for no reason and stuff like that. And when he marched into Mecca with 10,000 of his soldiers, they smashed all the pagan idols and destroyed them. And he allowed all the people to live in the city, and they even later converted to Islam. So all the stuff you hear about him is just coming from Islamophobic idiots that have no knowledge of the religion. I spent years studying the Quran and Hadith.
Fair enough. I'm gonna end. It's like 5 a.m. I'm falling asleep, so I'll be back at this tomorrow. So good night.
All right, brother. Good night.